Well. G'day, everybody, and welcome back to the Camera Life podcast. It is the random photography show because it's Monday, 24th of August, 2026, and we have a very, very special show lined up for you today with only 46 days left until the Bight Festival of Photography opens its doors to hundreds of eager, keen photographers.
We should start
days? Do you say we got hundreds of days until the festival?
No, hundreds of photographers. 46 days, hundreds. You're not even listening. We haven't even started.
Nice. Cruel.
All right, I'm gonna finish my read anyway. Everyone, stick around. We're going to cover off everything that's coming up for BFOP 2026, which just so happens to be the 10th birthday of BFOP. So who knows what's in store? And of course, we are joined by none other than Justin Castles, the man who keeps the lights on. How are you?
Well, my lights are dim tonight, but they're on.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm good.
That's fair. And joining us from the BFOP team, we have Matt Crummins, Nick Fletcher, and CJ. G'day, guys.
Hi.
Howdy.
Hey, Greg.
Hi.
Hey, Justin.
All of a sudden, you guys have got nothing to say. You haven't stopped talking before we press the live button, and now you've all gone camera shy.
I'll be honest, I've been getting dirty looks from everyone on this Zoom call since you started, Greg, so I'll just be here in the corner.
Yeah, I'll monitor behaviour. It'll be okay. We've got a lot to cover off tonight. Like I said, it's only 46 days to BFOP. People have got questions that demand answers. And we've got the people here that actually provide the answers, we hope. We'll see.
Can we honestly, can that be the last reference to how close we are?
Sure. Well, sure. I can.
Hang on. I have one question.
Ideally say that it's in the near future, you know?
Oh, we have just... Sorry, Justin.
When does it start? Because it says it's in 46 days and 1 hour.
It says it's in the near future. I'm going to change the website, I think.
Okay. Because it says 46 days and 1 hour, but that mean it would start at 8:30.
Oh, it's a different time zone. Yeah,
I was looking at it before.
Yeah, daylight savings. Yeah.
We should be a bit cautious because what we all found out just before we went live is Matt Crummins has some sort of terminal heart problem. And every 10 minutes, he has to stop moving while some nurse runs in and takes his blood pressure. Literally.
He's hooked up. He's hooked up.
And all you're doing is talking about the thing that makes him more anxious than anything in the world, which is how much he hasn't done before the thing that starts in 46 days.
Because whatever report this little device gives to the doctor, that is the difference between me being like hospitalized for BFOP or, sticking around and making it work. So be nice. It is in the near future. I think
every 15 minutes we'll go calm. Every 15 minutes, everyone will just chill. We'll zen out.
I just go limp like a puppet, like Pinocchio when he lost his charm. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's not cool. Not cool. Yeah.
As I said at the top of the show, we've got a lot to cover tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the history of BFOP. We're going to talk a little bit about BFOP Day last year. We haven't seen a repeat of that this year, and we want to know why. And we're going to talk about obviously BFOP 2026 and what part everyone is playing in the upcoming festival in the near future. But before we do that, Jay, do you want to say good day to some folks in the chat?
I can't say hello to everyone because it's crazy. We've got obviously it's just busy. Dennis Smith's in here. He says it's on. Been working on BFOP all day. Hi, Dennis.
Nice work.
Original Ron Johnson, a new person here, interested to learn about this BFOP. It all seems very complicated.
It's very complicated.
It is.
Did you see what he got wrong later? Look at his next comment.
School of Light, which is Dennis Smith. Do you photography? Do you do photography, or are you just teaching flying? Oh.
He's done the School of Flight. He's
no, it's the School of Flight. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, flight.
It's an Irish flying school designed very specifically.
Could be a new branch for Dennis.
It's School of Light. Dennis is a light painter.
We have had a running joke that Dennis needs to get a helicopter to come to Melbourne quite frequently. So, maybe he's
I would pay money to see that.
I would too.
What, Dennis crash a helicopter?
No, not necessarily that. I mean, if that happens, that's newsworthy.
He'd be the ball of light after crashing the helicopter. It would not be good.
That's not good. Few other quick shout outs here. Felicity Johnson, Paul's here. Les Oakey, Rick Nelson, John Latimer, who's that? Karen Wickworth. Hi everyone. Richard Mail, Janet H. Can it? Yeah. First time at a BFOP. Looking forward to learning all about this workshop booking.
You're not going to learn much.
Yeah. No. That's going to be the big topic is unraveling how that actually works. Greg Carrick wants me to bring on the puppy. It might make a special appearance. We'll see.
Yeah. We got a sneak peek before we went live.
Yeah, it was in here before we went live, but then it ran out with my $400 on-camera microphone, and I didn't notice. So not ideal. Andrew Thompson. Here we've got at HRVC2 how to book. That's a half an hour topic, but we'll get to
how to book, like as in like reading or
yeah, how to book. I guess so. How do I book? Lucinda Goodwin, Bruce Moyles here, Jennifer Johnson. Oh, everybody's here. Yeah. And so, actually, you know what we should say? Greg, did we mention that this is a special edition of the Random Photography Show? So it's not our normal, normally on Monday night.
I was about to get to that.
Yeah, we talk about
Beautiful
news.
Segue.
Yeah. We usually look at your images. None of that tonight. Nothing at all. What we're going to do is talk about a festival that you can't go to unless you've already got a ticket. So that should be fun for anyone listening from the States or anywhere else in Australia. And if you don't have a ticket to this Bight Festival of Photography, this podcast it might be entertaining, but not super helpful with information.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can make Matt's heart alarm go off throughout the show. So stick around for that. That in itself will be entertaining, that's for sure.
How good. How good.
But just a message for our regular viewers. Yes, this is a Random Photography Show, but it is a BFOP special. For those of you that have sent in images for the Your Images section, which we usually do on a Monday night from 7:30 p.m. We won't be doing that tonight. We won't be doing that tonight.
You can if you want. We were like, we won't have time for that. But if you want to.
No, we can't.
I want to hear, I think, I want to hear Nick's take on some photos, like honest take. A couple more glasses of wine, and I see Nick's take on the photos.
Well, we'll bring up some of your photos, Matt, and Nick can critique them. And then we'll bring up some of Nick's.
Okay.
We could do that. That would be fun. I mean, it would be great. I mean, I'd love to reciprocate, but then Nick would have to be a photographer, and
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as I was saying, for regular viewers, we will catch up with Your Images next Monday night. So I've been sent a bunch already, or we've been sent a bunch already, and I have replied, I think, to almost everybody to say we're going to park it tonight. We'll catch up next week because we have this special on board. Before we get stuck into topics, Matt, Nick, CJ, can you give us your elevator pitch? Justin and I recently completed all of the workshop instructor interviews, and every instructor was required to give us their elevator pitch of who they are, what they're known for, what they shoot. So Matt, let's kick off with you. What's your elevator pitch?
Relatively unknown. I take a lot of photographs to do with wildlife. I do a bit of everything though. Help organize the festival, run lots of workshops in lots of different genres, been doing photography a very long time. But yeah,
that's
I can add to that.
That was an elevator pitch. I mean, it depends how many floors we're going, really.
I recently went on one of Matt's workshop tours in Africa. And it was good. That's my honest take on it. It was freaking good. We saw a lot of animals.
We'll give you a few more minutes. We'll give Nick a few more minutes to actually work out what it is that he does. CJ, let's fire up with you. You're in the admin team now. You're at the echelon level of BFOP. What is your role this year? What's going to happen?
That's right. My journey with BFOP has been quite diverse. I started off as modeling, and I've worked with BFOP for about 8 years. Then I started doing model allocations for workshops, and now I'm part of the team with Matt and Nick, doing a lot more coordination and booking and stuff like that. And it's been so much fun. So grateful to be a part of it.
You did forget the mental health checks that you perform regularly.
And I help them mentally as well.
Yeah. Well, we salute you for your service. That's for sure. But yeah, welcome. Great to have you on the show. Nick, what's your elevator pitch? Come on.
Well, I'm kind of the delivery engine room for this festival. I do sort of the bulk of the work behind the scenes. Basically, I carry these.
You did forget you meant to open with the Tony Stark, well, I'm secretly a billionaire, and as a philanthropist, I love giving, and so I started this festival. Just hints,
That was pretty much the
first. Pick it up from the start.
First 3 years of the festival, I think. Oh look, I sort of fell into this completely accidentally. A long story involving beer, but I helped set up this festival, and I still a big part of playing with it, and but now Matt and CJ do much more of the work than I do, and I'm a super keen photographer. I photograph sports mainly, and if it's always the best workshop on BFOP, come and photograph motorbikes with me, which is what I do in my spare time as well.
What else have you been doing in your spare time, Nick? This is a low risk exercise as we lead into this festival where you're a critical component. What life choices have you sort of made that might contribute towards everyone's sanity in my heart check thing?
Matt's referring to the fact that I'm going parachuting for a week this week.
Are you really?
For a week? That's a very long fall.
I was going to say, what height do you have to jump out at to stay up there for 1 week?
You know how I was saying that? You know how I was saying he's the secret billionaire. So anyway, he's going on one of Elon Musk's rockets, and then I think it's just you float for a long time. It's a long time. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Okay. Well, take some photos. Are you going to take that GFX 100 RF up there with you, or will it? Because
I doubt that very much indeed. Yeah, I don't think they'll let me take that up loose in the plane.
No. Okay. Well. Yeah. Take something. I want to see some evidence. I need to see your face.
You will. It'll be on the front page of the news. And
Oh no. Now if something happens, you're going to feel bad, Matt.
I'm not. He's not. Everyone at BFOP, I'm going to be like, look, he was meant to be doing those things, and I don't he's not here now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Moto workshop is cancelled.
That's it.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk a few details about BFOP. I won't mention how close it is. Again, I promise. But every year BFOP seems to be a bigger and bigger undertaking for you guys as a team. This year BFOP, for those who are unsure, BFOP runs from the 9th to the 11th of October. There are 40 plus workshop instructors that are delivering over 160. Well, I know it's getting bigger. I'm just going off the stats on the website. If you don't keep the website up to date, that's not my problem. All right.
No, honestly, that's the last situation that we need to deal with is the website. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, hundreds of sessions, thousands of seats at workshops. The planning for this must be monumental. Give us a bit of an idea. How much of your year is consumed by BFOP?
I'll let Nick take this one.
Go on, Matt.
It's like I think we said it perfectly the other day on our Facebook post, which is that this is like a game of pick up sticks but with sand. It is a never-ending quest from the moment that it finishes on the first year and we take our first sip of beer to celebrate that we didn't die. The chaos begins, to be honest. It's getting bigger and bigger, and there's so many people involved. Don't be under any illusions that it's just the three of us. We've got, Dennis has been working tirelessly on a project for us that we're not going to talk about right now. We've got Adam Edwards working in the background on a few projects. We have got, I think Bruce is involved in one of the projects with you guys, which I'm not sure has been announced yet. And like Nigel and Danny and Blair from Camera House, they are constantly working on this in the background as well. Everyone sort of looks after their part. Which is great because it is a big task. Ultimately it gets pulled together sort of in the room with Nick, CJ, and I. But yeah, there's a lot of people who are involved. It's it's massive. It's stupid when you think about it. It doesn't work, So you just don't think about it. You just keep going and then hope.
What is hilarious is every year that I can write you the script for next year, this year. So we will finish the festival. Matt will go, okay, right. What we need to do is we need to get all instructors to give us their information by November, and then we'll have the website updated by December, and then we'll do the price, and he'll run through this perfect line of how everything's going to go, and we will 100% miss every single deadline by a country mile and do the crazy chaotic shit we did the year before. That's how it goes every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, except this year they've got me to help.
Well, that's very true.
Based on our tiny part in all of this, that we're ahead of where we were this time last year, based on what we've had to do, which is doing the podcast episodes and stuff like that. all of that was done earlier.
That's quite good news because I've actually got some things I can email you then. If you're done and you've got time, then
load us in, maybe.
Yeah.
Put your foot in it.
We can take more.
Thanks, boss.
Hey, quickly, speaking of Bruce Moyle, he said it's growing so fast that soon there'll be one educator for each punter at BFOP, which will be good. Soon there'll be 600 instructors, which will...
Can I tell you the joke? The joke is, with 600 instructors is one thing. Do you know that our wait list... so we started a wait list this year, which is ridiculous. We have now got over 250 people on that list. Still.
On the wait list?
Uncontacted. We've contacted probably 50 of them, and we still have over 250. And it's growing by like 10 to 20 people a day.
Yeah. Hey, Greg, we should run a spin-off. Like, we'll just do it in Marysville. Not Marysville. What's the other one? Right nearby.
Tasmania. Do it in Tasmania. You could do TPOP. That would be...
No. We just want to get the people that were going to come to Bright. Somewhere 15 minutes down the road. We'll do it in Smoker.
Yeah. Well, you could do BFOP in Bendigo.
Yeah, just call it BFOP.
We could.
BFOP, yeah.
Just put I'll copy the whole website but then we'll just put a different address for the festival.
Yeah. And we'll just get AI to teach the classes. It'll be cheap. It'll be easy.
Speaking of the website, just very quickly, just to derail things, we did a ton of reviews. Not reviews. What are they called? Interviews with all the instructors.
So with the BFOP 2026 Workshop Instructor Spotlight Series of interviews, I'll have you know.
You've got that down pat now.
That's a name.
Said it 57 times.
All the ones that we've done are now up on the website on the BFOP 2026 instructors page. Yeah. So that's how you can learn about all of the instructors, which is pretty nice.
Check it out.
And for those who are actually sitting there going, oh, I've been on there before, I've seen it, I loaded like 40 out of the 42 of them today.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yep. And we've got a whole bunch of new instructors joining this year for BFOP.
So, yeah.
So they're all up. So you can go and check those out. Yeah, hey, let's fill in a gap for the 89 people that are watching that maybe haven't seen our show before. This is the Camera Life podcast. That's why you're on the Camera Life channel. So we did all those interviews this year for all the instructors. They're like 15-minute interviews. But we normally do a show twice a week. So while you're here, hey, hit the subscribe button, please. We've done interviews with Matt Crummins, Nick Fletcher. We haven't done an interview with CJ yet, but who knows?
Have you seen... What's you seen the comment up there from Ron? I'm still confused. I think he means and why is the annoying one dressed up?
I didn't notice that, but I was trying to let them do their thing, and I was like,
I'm happy to exit, team. I got shit to do. So
no, you can't go anywhere. We're only 12 minutes away from your next blood pressure test.
Yeah.
You want to be here for that.
Yeah, we got a timer for that shit now.
Okay. So, where to from here?
Well, firstly, how do I join the chat? Can I just ask? 'Cause I'm hitting join the chat, and it won't let me join the chat.
What do you mean you can't see it?
That's a feature, not a bug, Matt.
No, we've locked you out. What? No, what do you mean you can't see it at all?
I'm just trying to join the chat. And
this is my everyday struggle you're all witnessing here. This guy builds our website. I mean, Jesus.
Oh, I'm in. Hi, guys.
What are you doing?
I'm in. Oh, good. Don't worry.
All right.
Yep. Carry on.
Good.
Oh, hi, guys. Okay, he is there.
Let's roll back the clock a little bit. I did say clock. And it came out wrong, but I did say it.
Is that a circumcision joke?
Let's roll back the clock. Clock, the time, the date. Let's talk about the first year of BFOP and how starkly different yet similar it was to what is currently on offer with BFOP Festival. So tell me a little bit about the first year. What inspired you to start a photography festival to begin with?
Oh, look, I've told this story before, but my good friend Rupert, he's British, you'd never guess by that name. He ran Bright Brewery. And I was on the board of the Museum of Australian Photography, and we needed a beer sponsor. So I rang Rupert and said, Bright Brewery should sponsor us and give us free beer. And he said, yeah, I'll do that if you'll run a photography festival in Bright. And I went, well, how hard can that be? And turned out to be really, really freaking hard. So I need to go back and have a look, but I think we took in about, like, it was $75 a ticket, similar sort of format. And I think we had we actually had quite a lot of people. We had like 130 people, 140 people came to it. And it was total chaos. I could tell you the million of things that went wrong. Even my all-time favorite was we hadn't sort of figured out how to do the allocation to workshops. So we just said, just gives you a list of your favorite workshops. And then we had this, basically we threw darts at a dartboard and people got their workshop list. And then we printed it out. And for whatever reason, I couldn't get it all on a page. So I just shrunk the text, and it was like 4-point text. And I gave it to a whole lot of sort of 60-year-olds who just went, oh, I can't read anything. So no, it was pretty chaotic. But
Nick, were you one of them?
I was absolutely one of them. Yeah. And I don't know, Matt. Yeah, I don't know how we got you involved. Like, it was Mel Lyons, wasn't it? So
some call it God. You know,
you'd photographed Mel Lyons' wedding, hadn't you?
No, she photographed mine with Anne Scott Virtue.
Anyway, it was sort of friend of a friend. You should talk to this Matt bloke. He's an instructor. He'll come. And he was dumb enough to come up there. And then it's been a marriage made in heaven. And we've been together ever since.
Yeah, not one fight.
Not one. And, you know, looking back over the 9 years that you've already held BFOP, do you have a year that you are particularly fond of, that you loved, that really kind of cemented the whole point of the festival for you?
Did 1 year run smoothly?
No.
We've had 2 years of pandemic and an active shooter out of 9 years. We've not gone well, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big deal last year.
I forgot about that until just then.
It's been, I think about this often whenever I think like how bad things, you know, sometimes feel. I just genuinely sit there and think, you know, this festival sometimes feels like quite a lot. It feels quite difficult. And then I think to myself, it has survived 9 years, and like a third of the time we've been under some severe situations that are not normal in any, you know, world. So they stand out a lot. Yeah.
I've never told, I don't even, I've told you this, but when the whole Desi thing was going on, like it was about 3 weeks for the festival. So I just couldn't get any information off anyone. So I was up in Bright and I went in, they had the caravan in town, which was designed for people to go in and they could sort of, you know, fess up to where Desi was or whatever it was. But so they had 2 policemen in there, and I went in and I said, like, I'm running this photo festival up here in 3 weeks. Just want to get a good idea on, you know, what's going on, what I can and can't do. And he goes, oh, I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can run that. This is 3 weeks for the festival.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, good. I'll just find someone else to talk to.
Is there anyone else that can speak to
get the answer?
And I literally came back the following day and found a different policeman to get a different answer.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, you can imagine the conversations that happened leading into last year. Yeah. And even like we flipped like 5 or 6 times during the festival last year. You know, like it was, so.
And like I think
because they were shutting down certain parts of the area, weren't they?
Well,
parts
three days,
mountains.
3 or 4 days before, like I was promised by a very senior policeman it would open up. Didn't.
Yeah,
broke a promise.
You can't trust them.
Unheard of. Yeah.
I remember rocking up to like the accommodation that we were meant to stay in, and there was just like cops on every single road, and I was like, I'm just gonna be working at the photography festival. They're like, okay, we'll let you through, and every 2 seconds, flight, the holy helicopter, and I'm just like, well, this makes it fun and interesting.
Yeah,
I think my favorite story from last year, though, CJ, is absolutely nothing to do with that. My favorite story from last year is, you know, as some of you may know, CJ also coordinates I call them the modeling troupe, and they got to the house, like a big share house, which we thought was going to be like a party house, and then of course, chaos, but on the Sunday morning, I think it was, after everything's already happened and the whole thing's basically wrapping up, CJ, I get a phone call from the the rental mob going, someone's text messages, someone's requested blankets and it's $100 surcharge. Do you approve this surcharge? And I was like, what the hell? Like, this is a weird thing. And no one said anything to me about it. And I was like, whatever.
No.
And then CJ turns around and goes, yeah, there's no bedding and our models need some blankets. So, and this was 2 nights after they've already been there.
What?
Yeah, we were like, no, we'll make it work. And this place was like, yeah, we can sleep all like 12 models. And then there's just like a pull-out mattress on the floor. And I'm like, I am so sorry, you guys. And they're like, it's fine. We're used to tents anyway.
And it got,
Good thing there are a lot of festival performers. I'll just say that much right now.
Yeah, they're like, at least it's not muddy.
Yeah, that's it. And once they convinced Nick to leave, there was plenty of space anyway. So yeah.
I tell you, the festival was super cool and just super lucky. Do you remember? I think it's 2024 when the Aurora switched on.
Yes.
And we were all out in the car park, and someone went, "Oh my God, you can see the Aurora!" And then suddenly people were out doing this. That was pretty magic.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Justin and my first year that we were there, and we were standing by the fire pit having a chat, and someone walked up and just showed me their mobile phone. And I said, I just photographed the Aurora from just over there on my mobile.
Yeah, from the car park in the middle of Bright.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was crazy.
Like,
that's
get away
so
from
special.
me, crazy person.
Is it safe for me to say that was also the week? Is that the weekend, dare I say, where there was a catastrophic flood that happened the day after BFOP?
Yeah, that's right.
It was either 2023 or 2024, and I was running a workshop straight afterwards, and it was like the Ovens River flooded the brewery kind of thing. It was like catastrophic, and that was memorable because like we panic about like all those situations, and everything lined up that nothing happened, and then straight as soon as it finished, it all just came to an end, and it was like the weather gods open, and I was
so lucky.
I was happy,
Yeah,
so lucky it came after. Imagine.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have been flooded out before, haven't you? I've heard stories of a marquee being filled with water in the first couple of years. First year or two.
Just for the record, no one got electrocuted, and it was fine.
Okay, all right.
That's a plus.
Is that the statement your lawyer made you say? Is that felt pre-prepared?
The marquee came.
Apparently, the flooding was 2023.
The marquee. Yeah. The marquee came within inches of a comeback this year, actually, didn't it, Matt?
It did actually. Let's not even bring that up. No, because that might happen. Like that was.
We think it'll come back.
Bad. It was just it's a bit damp. Could have been amazing. Yeah, but that's true. Like I remember we back in the day we were so smart. Like the thing is that's what blows my mind is just how well planned and intelligent we are. But we had one year where we organized a skate ramp to be positioned about a meter of the main stage where someone was talking unamplified, doing presentations. And on top of that, the retail tent was put in a ditch where it rained catastrophically and flooded them like ankle deep. So all of our suppliers, had trestle tables sort of floating away like little rubber duckies.
Oh no!
But like we've made some moves. We've made some moves.
Yeah, no, you've definitely stepped up your game. While we're on the topic of CJ and the modelling troupe being left to source their own bedding and warmth in the middle of the Alpine region of Victoria, CJ, this year, how many performers, artists, models? How many folks have you got coming along?
Yeah, so we have 12 this year. We have like the main crew who have done quite a few BFOPs and like know how it all works and everything. And then we've got a couple of fresh faces as well, which makes it exciting. But the cool thing about my crew is like we're not just models, but we're also performers and dancers and do all these fun things. So I feel like it just makes the workshop a little bit more exciting, that experience to not only shoot someone who's just chucking a pose, but someone who can move with a flow prop or fire or those kind of things. So yeah, there'll be 12 of us this year.
Can I revise my answer?
Tim, yes, we did get them blankets.
I want to revise my answer to the coolest thing we've done at BFOP. I think it was the first time we did the Friday Night Fun, and we did Dark Mofo. And for those who weren't there, we had sort of CJ's crazy team, like dancing, fire twirling, and all sorts of shit.
we had like a
24.
Yeah, 2024. That was the first year we were there. We were like, what the hell is this?
with the music.
It was just like literally just in our element. We had music pumping. We had like this kind of like a fire twirler. We had LED like movers. We had like silk fan artists. We had dancers, and we had like just any kind of expression of like art that you could grab. And it was just really cool to see on camera.
Oh no, I've got to revise it again.
Some people were doing photos.
CJ was brilliant, but Dennis in the River was even better.
Oh, that was really good though. I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
Did you just do a Kanye? I'm going to let you finish, but like.
It's right. I won't steal your light, Nick. I won't steal your light.
I'm a speak now. I'm a speak now.
How about should we run through a rough idea of what a BFOP weekend looks like start to finish for people that this might be their first year, or maybe this is a different looking year from the last time they've been. What's the flow of the weekend roughly?
Matt, you're probably close. You go for it first.
I'd love to hear your take, Nick.
So formally it starts on Friday lunchtime. But actually there's a few things that go on before. Like we have a big bad bus trip, which actually runs on Thursday and Friday. And on Thursday it starts Thursday morning, Friday it starts Friday morning. It goes all day. And we can talk when it comes to booking strategies. That's one to think about. But
there's also beginners workshops on those days as well, just for those who need to refresh. Just throw it in there. Yep.
Yeah. So there's, like if you're coming up and making a longer weekend of it, that's kind of a fun thing to go and do without the sort of the real craziness of full on BFOP. There's a lot of stuff that goes on Thursday night now, actually, like that competing podcast has a dinner on that night.
Not competing. We work in together. We're very good friends.
Co-opetition. But there's and if you're coming up on your own and just get on the BFOP Groupies Facebook page and just say I'm a lonely heart, someone will take you out for dinner.
It might be Nick, but someone
would be me.
We'll take you under our wing. We got you.
But it kicks off formally sort of lunchtime on Friday. There's sort of you sign in the Bight Community Centre. And we then have a little intro from the team, and then all the workshops start. And we'll come to how the workshops work, but you book on your workshops over the weekend. And, one of the things you have to get over is you can't do everything. So you're going to miss, a Friday night or our intro or whatever to do a workshop. Friday evening, we always have kind of a fun activity. We never tell you what it is, but we'll have a fun activity we're not going to tell you about on Friday evening. And that sort of kicks off at 6 or 7 o'clock ish.
Extreme
and generally there's some sort of photo based things, so don't get caught without your camera. Saturday, kind of the workshops start about 4 a.m. In fact, I think the workshops run to about 2 a.m. and then start again about 4 a.m. It runs through all of Saturday. Saturday night is the shenanigans night. So someone else can explain what that is, because I'm not going to do it. Matt, go on.
Go on, Matt. Take it away. Shenanigans.
Well, is the theme already announced for?
Oh, Matt's having his.
Oh, okay.
Take over.
A minute of silence, please.
Oh, I can't, CJ. Take it away.
It's like, I got you, Matt. I got you. So on the Saturday night, we've got the shenanigans, and the shenanigans is what you wanted to be when you were 10 years old. So we want you to dress up and have a bit of fun. We're going to be chaotic. It's going to be just a little bit of silliness. But did you want to be an astronaut? Did you want to be an artist? Did you want to be this? Did you want to be that? Dress up as that. And if you wanted to be a photographer, I don't know if that counts. We want you to think outside of the box. Outside of the box.
No one wants to be a photographer when they're 10.
I beg to differ.
You want to be a fighter pilot?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. That's what
I wanted to be a helicopter pilot. Oh, no, I won't say it.
I'm not saying what mine is because it's a surprise.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the other thing we should say on that night is we give away a shitload of stuff. Yes, I don't know how much it would be. $30,000, Matt? I don't know.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
A lot
on it, but it's a lot. I think last year we gave away like Yeah, I think it was close to 30 grand last year on the Saturday.
I remember someone saying last year it was well over 25 grand is what
I got
it stuck in my head for some reason. Yeah.
I had a pledge from the Camera Life podcast crew that said that they were going to donate. It was like $8,000 or $9,000, which was just insane. So I mean, this year even higher
at least of and that will be in like value of sponsorship so you'll get for that, you'll win episode sponsorships, which are worth a lot of money. So definitely be there for that.
But we give away a load of stuff. There's a whole lot of games. The audience gets involved. Like we electrocuted people. What else? We smashed someone's camera with a sledgehammer.
I've seen someone coat themselves their nude body in baked beans. Spaghetti.
We did do that.
That was weird.
We had one where every single time we did it, this lady out of the crowd, just whatever we said, she just took all her clothes off. It was the most extraordinary thing I've ever seen. Like,
what a queen, honestly.
Yeah. And honestly, so the Saturday night it's. Can we go back to the very first question that you asked tonight, which was like, how would you said elevator pitch? If we did the elevator pitch of BFOP, right, rather than the elevator pitch of art, I always describe BFOP to people as school camp for adults who like cameras. You know, it's where all the weird, like, you know, after dark, that's where everyone sneaks between each other's dorms and weird stuff happens. We've had an official divorce through BFOP because of that. We have had, you know, people getting all sorts of weird. We've had, I've got lots of photos of Dennis's bum on my camera. But
that wasn't from BFOP, from what I was told.
But I brought my phone to BFOP, so it was there.
Okay.
You know, there's, but it's a Saturday night is a night I think where it's like quickly turn off your social media. Everyone's gonna have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you know, we played giant beach volleyball.
That was
brilliant. The entire community hall was playing beach volleyball, one side against the other. What else can I remember? And it even starts off before the shenanigans. It started off even softly. It was just like camera photography trivia for half an hour, which was fun, just to ease people into it. And there was just prizes coming out left, right, and center.
Down and then bang, straight in. You know, like.
Well, I will say this for anyone that, and this is going to be their first BFOP 2026. You know, last year's nighttime activities were phenomenal. You know, as a participant, it was like being in a cult where everyone was on the same mind-bending drug.
It's selling it. Jesus.
Everyone was smiling. Everyone had green beanies, yellow gloves on. And everyone was just having such an amazing time. I've never seen that sort of energy before in that sort of, you know, environment. It was like nothing we'd ever experienced. It was incredible.
We had like people with like, we had models with horse heads on running around, and then we had like a smoke machine over here, and then we had like rubber duckies like squirting out water and all this crazy stuff. I was like, I need to get my models under control right now, but also love this.
I've got great photos of that. That was some of my favorite photos of that whole weekend. Was that scene on stage for that 10 minutes was amazing.
It got weird.
It got really weird, but we love that.
We're getting a few questions in the chat, and I'm going to bring one up, and then I want to remind people. So if you're here listening, one of the 99 of you subscribe to the Camera Life podcast. But
is
also,
that all? 99 people, is that it? I emailed 700 today.
It's a busy day. You know, they might be cooking tea or something still. They'll listen back later. But for the people that are here, it is live. We are live. So you can ask a question in the chat. We'll bring it up. We'll ask these guys. But also, if you really want to find out what's going on, just ring us. If you ring 0485 512 370, the phone may or may not work. We'll see. And then you can talk to Matt, Nick, and CJ. Don't you call it. We'll get feedback. 0485 512 370. Call the show, ask your questions, and we'll do the thing.
Can I just say, I just got a text message from our lovely friend Anne, who's decided that we're not important enough to join this year, by the way. And it just says, by the way, you look very tired.
Well, that's nice.
Well, she's a caring friend, you know.
I love it.
Always looking after me now that I can do something about it on the screen. Good.
She's a queen.
Quick question from Margaret Metcalf. Late to log in. Is there going to be Light the Night again? I think that says Light the Night.
No.
Is there Light the Night? No.
It's always different.
It's different every year.
Never. That will never happen ever again, ever.
It was so fun.
It will when we run out of ideas in about 2 years' time. It'll absolutely happen.
Like the night 2, we're back.
Basically, your parachuting hobby and my heart rate monitor, there won't be 2 years, Nick. So it'll never happen again.
Yeah, this is why we're training up CJ now. It's a contingency.
I'm taking all your jobs.
Yeah. Question from Philip Johnson. G'day, mate. G'day. All. Will landscape be open for booking first this year, like last year? So the big bus trips, those sorts of things. We want to get those out first.
Actually, that's a good point. Matt and I haven't quite sorted that out. Yeah,
yes,
probably not. Maybe.
Yes, the bookings for the bus trip will go out early. Absolutely, yes. Somehow.
Okay, so clarify for me. So the workshops are now up on the website. So the instructors are up. All of our amazing interviews we did with them are up. The workshops are now up. So you can go on the BFOP website.
Justin, you're going to have to keep this a little bit looser because you're sounding very specific and you're talking to us. No,
I'm talking to the audience.
We don't know a lot, so just make it vague.
Just mute him, Jay. Okay. Just mute him.
I'm coming to it. I'm getting there. Trust me, I'm coming around the corner to it. All the workshops are up under categories on the website, so you can go and you can browse the categories of workshops and look at them. But the booking doesn't happen for another few weeks. We
don't even know when the workshops are actually on. Like the schedule's the next thing.
I saw a big spreadsheet you guys are working on.
Oh man, yeah.
It's not done yet.
The schedule is done. It has been handballed to CJ at about 3 p.m. And then it will go through one last idiot check, and we will then need to publish that somehow.
Well, actually, no. There's the interim step we forgot about, which is we circulate it to all of the instructors, who then say, "Oh, I forgot to mention I'm not here till 10 a.m. on Sunday."
Yeah. I'm emotionally unavailable on a Friday afternoon.
So we've got a couple of steps to go through.
There's a couple of steps, but that will be out. So I can give you my loosey-goosey timeline if everyone wants to hear the loosey-goosey timeline, and then we can put that to bed.
You're ready for bed?
No, well, I am, according to Anne especially. My loosey-goosey timeline would be that I would like to think that by the 1st of September, we will have a schedule published for you.
And workshop pricing.
And workshop pricing with that schedule. When the schedule comes out, we will also have around about a week where we will have our extra credit packs, which we started last year, which were quite popular. They will go out as well. So an extra credit pack for those who are new to BFOP. When we go live with bookings, you've got $350 worth of credit with your ticket. If you buy a credit pack, you don't get immediate access to that. What happens is you get to use your initial credit for about a week, and then we introduce the second layer of credit into it, and people can use that for about a week. And then only after that, people can use credit card payments to actually buy extra workshops. So the advantage of the extra credit packs is that you get in before those who just want to buy one extra thing with a credit card. You kind of get a bit of a dibs. However, it doesn't disadvantage those who just have a ticket and want to use their credit. So there's kind of 3 stages to the going live thing. And that's all going to start kicking off after the weekend of the 13th of September. So sometime there. We haven't quite nailed a date down because we're still working on some of these things. We've got a couple of things that are out of our control that we're waiting on. But you can expect mid-September actual bookings will start. But the landscapes will bus trips. Sorry, not all the landscapes. The bus trips will go out first because they do majorly affect what else happens. But I think this year the landscapes will be bundled in with everything else. I don't know that there was a lot of value. Well, last year we separated them out, and I think that it was sort of a bit of overkill. The bus trips are big because they take up a whole day. Landscape workshops, they're not that different in time to everything else now. So we'll probably leave those with everything, and it'll be a bit of a free for all shit show.
And we have a few more landscape workshops this year as well.
There's a lot, Like we did the survey at the end of last year, and I know some people probably think we never got back to them, but we actually took all that on board. We even had an event at Croydon for one of their days where CJ was there, and I was there, and we sort of coordinated a bit of a round table, and we got feedback from everyone. honestly, a lot of things we can't do, but we did take that on board. And so, yeah, we're kind of trying to weave it into this year as best as we possibly can. But,
I think that was a fantastic thing to do because we were able to get everybody's opinions and ideas and also like any advice that we may have not thought about on this side of things. So I think that was fantastic. And yeah, we definitely took on board as much as we possibly could have.
And we got to put the drinks on the company account, which is kind of fun. Hey, CJ.
Hey.
Nice.
If you need any advice, if you want any feedback next time, feel free to call.
Let us know.
I'm available.
Yeah.
You can run that drinks tab up as far as you want.
Honestly, we just love that advice. Yeah,
I've got a question here from Margaret Metcalf. Will the list of speakers, this is for the main stage speakers, be released at the time of the workshop so we can choose around these talks if we want to listen to these also?
No chance. I absolutely guarantee that will not happen. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Paul also asked the same question. I was like, it would be great, wouldn't it? But I can see how that stuff, I assume that stuff takes a while for you to, because that's kind of the second stage of figuring out who's available when afterwards. And then they slot into the stage later on when, closer to the show.
I suspect if you had a team with their shit together, that could happen, no problems. But you're working with this.
Okay.
Justin, for the point you make, which is you got to nail the schedule and then you got to see who's available, and then it never happens. So we stop promising.
Yeah.
Well, Justin's available to give talks if you have gaps. He's mentioned to me earlier that he's really keen.
Definitely not. Podcast. I like to have a screen and a camera between me and the audience. It's much nicer.
Okay.
Ms. Ames says, how much are the extra packs?
Well, that's entirely up to you. The extra packs, I think they come in denominations of I think they start at $100 and they go up to $350 or something. Right. The packs are exactly as they say on the tin. If you get a $150 pack, it gives you $150 worth of credit.
No,
there's no discount on it. They're not.
That's absolutely not what we did.
Isn't it?
100% not what we did. No,
not what we did.
But no. So just ignore anything this man's saying at the moment. I can't remember the exact values, but there was definitely a benefit of buying a bigger pack. I just can't remember how much it was.
No, there wasn't.
We'll come back to you on that.
I don't think they will.
Matt and I will jelly.
I'm going to look this up. I'm going to jump on. I'm going on the back end of the website. I'm going to check last year's ones. I am almost certain.
You're about to see a grown man eat humble pie. It's either going to be him or me. He's looking very confident. I'm starting to feel a bit nervous, to be honest.
Let's take votes. Who's on team Matt? Who's on team Nick? Pop it in the chat.
I guess, look, at the end of the day, the reality is that Nick does organise the vast majority of this, and so he would know. But I just have this inkling that there was a communication we did at some point.
Stop talking and just look at your stuff.
I'm trying to log in, but I've got a lot of security things. I need to do retina scans and biosecurity, biometrics.
The matrix.
While Matt's using big words, question for you, Nick, from Lisa Leach. G'day, Lisa. Will the merch orders be mailed or collected at BFOP?
No. Read the freaking description.
I can answer this one. They will only be able to be collected at BFOP, and if you do not collect them, that they will not get distributed after the festival. You have to collect them at the festival, and if not, they'll be given to I don't know, an op shop or a starving photographer somewhere.
It was actually to a cold baby goat.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
that's fair.
Right. We have a friend's charity who raises orphan goats, and so there's a contact there.
Someone's asking about camera straps.
Oh, that's that Ron Johnson guy. Let's pull that one up. Original Ron Johnson. Will there be camera straps available? There will be. I think Peak Design will be there. No, we will be there with our Lucky Straps booth right in front of where you walk in the door to the festival. We got stampeded last year, and it was amazing when everyone lined up to come in and register. We were just standing there, not ready to be attacked by a mob of photographers. But we'll be there. We'll have all of our camera straps. We'll probably do a cool pre-order in the next week or two, but we just didn't want anything while everything was so busy. We've just been on the down low.
I've done my research now.
All right, just hold that. We're not done. Just hold that, Matt. Just hold it.
We're talking about camera straps.
We're talking about straps.
Camera straps.
Sorry, didn't realise. My bad.
If you'd like to just find out more right now, you can just go to luckystraps.com. That's all the stuff that we have there. We're going to have some new products there. It's going to be great.
Can I ask a question about the new products, Justin?
Sure.
I was in Africa and I saw this ridiculously cool strap. And I think you mentioned that you were considering making a strap like that.
Uh-huh.
It had 2 slings. It was like a double shebang. Jiggy me what?
Oh, you were doing one of those?
Yeah.
Is
Like
that something that we might see at the festival?
I'd love one of those in leather.
I
would pay a lot of money for one of those in leather.
No. Nick
Would you
might be able to buy
would you
one.
pay more for rhino leather, Nick? Because that's what Justin was talking about when we were there.
Rhino
He saw the
leather.
rhino. and he's
Nick
like, "That is
strikes
what
me
we
as
need."
more of an ostrich kind of guy.
We saw the baby rhino, and I was like, "Ooh, that looks tender."
That's good leather. Yeah.
It's good. It's leather.
That'll
It's young.
outlast your grandchildren.
No, we.
My vegan alarm is going off.
Unfortunately, Matt, that won't be there this year. There might be a little prototype for people to do some testing,
Can I
but no,
just say I did get one of these amazing straps, and like the joy of being at BFOP is you get to touch them, and I've now got one. They are like these beautiful.
Not us, the straps. I mean, you can touch us if you want.
If you pay me enough, I'll
Yeah.
Leather,
What costs more, the
leather
strap or
straps. They are so different to any other leather camera strap I've had. So I mean, I don't know what you guys do. Like
pre-tenderize them by hand.
It's unicorn semen
massage.
mostly. It just gives it a nice smooth. Anyway, so yes, we'll be there. We'll be selling camera straps. We'll have the
no
store
longer a
at
vegan
HQ.
product. Yeah.
No longer vegan. We will have camera straps. We will have leather belts. We'll have a few other leather bits and pieces. We will have some new products, and we'll also have a bunch of new merch.
Yeah, but
That's
don't
all we're
worry
gonna
about that merch. Buy some BFOP merch because your time's running out for that. I think the last chance to order that is on the 31st of August, so only a few days to order BFOP beanies, hoodies, and t-shirts. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
now,
and you can do that.
Found out which of us is wrong.
Yes, Matt.
My heart alarm's beeping at me. I'm
Okay.
like, what the fuck's going on?
Well, while you just before you fix
Please
that, I'll
don't
just
die.
go through. I'll check a couple of comments. I saw this one back before. Tony gave me the heads up the phone wasn't working. I think I fixed it. So if anyone does try and call, maybe it'll work now. I don't know. Felicity Johnson says they are superior straps, so comfy. They are. That's right.
Greg, will we get a chance to try? Will we get a chance to try
Try what?
one of these straps? Try a.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've done that before, haven't we, boss? We did that last year, didn't we?
We get to
people
try
wanted
a.
Oh yeah.
Loan
Oh,
strap.
yes, you could definitely come to our booth and try a strap on. If you would like to try a strap
There it
on
is.
at the Lucky Straps booth, just come down, see Greg, and say, "Hi, Greg. Can I try strap on?"
Yeah.
And he'll fix it up.
I'm the guy. Yeah, I'm the kink master. That's for sure.
Still my all-time favorite show ever with Greg just banging on about it without realizing what he was saying.
Had no idea that it was just.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah. I was trying to be professional. Come on.
Wait, was it you
Rooney
guys that had
boss.
those little ducks on? You remember those little ducks
No,
on
that
your
wasn't
camera
us.
straps?
someone was
that was-
leaving them everywhere.
Well, that's what I was going to say because I remember being at your stall and there was little ducks everywhere, and I was like,
Everywhere.
what the duck?
wasn't us.
Where are all these ducks coming from?
Or was it? Yeah, no, it wasn't us. It definitely wasn't us. Other things that we're going, just while we're talking about ourselves for a moment, other things that we'll be doing, we'll be there both as Lucky Straps during the day at BFOP HQ, supporting our customers, saying good day to people, come up and say hello, selling merch, selling straps, belts, all that sort of stuff. But we'll also be doing a little bit of Camera Life podcast work live from Bight. We haven't set the final dates yet, but we will be setting up a temporary studio in our Airbnb, and we'll be coming live to your earballs and eyeballs.
And you can,
Right.
you can just drop in, as I found out. You can just walk into your house and drop in.
Just walk
Can
in.
we
Just ask
publish
us, we'll
the
tell you
address? Can we publish
Sure.
the address?
Yeah, we absolutely should. No, it was super fun. I got a coffee and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We got, Paul brought us donuts and stuff. It
Yeah,
was great.
I've spoken to him already.
Oh, that sounds good.
He's working on the pastry plan already for this year. His
Very-
stays just
very-
across the road from us.
You just need a big sign outside and the front door open, and I reckon you'll have 20 or 30 people every morning.
Probably.
Yeah,
We'll
I
get him a
reckon,
coffee
yes.
machine this year.
Yeah, we'll bring
for
a
the
proper
early
coffee.
morning coffees.
Not that
Bruce-
crap you made last year.
Well, you didn't make anything.
I made breakfast. I made bacon and eggs.
Oh, well, yeah, and the pan sat there uncleaned for the
That's
entire
Jim's
weekend
fault.
because we couldn't get the eggs off the pan.
Collecting
He was on dishes.
Back to important matters. Matt, have you discovered what we did last year?
Yeah.
Was right?
Are you okay? Do you need anything?
Yeah, look, okay, so the credit packs, the reason that I say that is because officially they weren't discounted, but there was a sale price put on them. So, yeah, I guess, yeah, all right. So you get more for your money. And it was a terrible idea, actually. Now, we might not do the credit packs anymore because realistically, all we did was just like fleece ourselves of amazing dollars to pay these models that didn't have blankets. Yeah.
So yeah, the credit packs, if you buy more, you get more.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who was right? Sorry, Nick was right.
It was a combination, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the retail price was technically not discounted, but then I think we put a discount on because it just didn't work without it. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, Nick has a valid perspective. You know,
it's interesting. Yeah. Well said, Matt. That's very big of you. Very big of you.
We've all got something to contribute. You know.
Yeah.
It's all that growth.
Yeah.
Yep, indeed. All right, let's talk a little bit more about this coming BFOP. Is there anything that you can give away or any hints or teasers that might get people a little frothy and excited? Anything that we haven't discussed already? To do with BFOP, sorry, Matt. I saw your eyes light up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep him on track.
I think that you've got to... Something that has always sticks with me with this, without giving anything away, right, is that like this has always been a big stress point. I think BFOP is a big project that we all kind of do in our spare time, and no one feels that pressure more than the people who do the BFOP thing, right? Like those who attend, you've got all this like, oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Whatever you're feeling, we're feeling like tenfold.
We have no idea what's going to happen.
We have no idea what's going to happen, but we still feel the pressure tenfold. But I don't want to give anything away, but I think you can be pretty confident that like that feeling is far greater than our sensibility. You know? Yeah. Like we feel that pressure and we are very happy to I guess go beyond whatever we need to do to make sure that that expectation is met.
I mean, if you look at history, we've hired the most expensive helicopter in Australia. We've basically got the fireworks show from Sydney Harbour on New Year's Eve. We brought it to Bight. We've thrown a grown man in the river, and we're going to do bigger and better.
Yeah, we got good stuff in store for you guys.
Yeah.
There you go, folks. Well, look,
what I would say is like BFOP, you can sort of, often we'll say, like when we did fireworks, we told people we can do fireworks, bring your tripod and things. But a lot of the time at BFOP, you just need to have your camera on hand. So just have your camera on hand.
Always have your camera.
Always have your camera.
Always.
Can we talk a little bit about some of the instructors and or workshops just quickly?
In a positive or negative light, how are you feeling?
Whatever you feel like. No, I was just thinking I'd love to. So I was actually looking on the workshop page, and I like the categories: rocks, trees, rocks, skies, trees, peoply workshop, artsy fartsy, story time, edible, sportsy action, nerdy techniques. I like this one that doesn't fit in other boxes, but you guys have some new faces this year, and then you've got some like legends of BFOP. Is there anything that pops to your mind that names that pop into your head when I talk about either new faces or just people that have been around for years that are sort of the icons of BFOP?
Nick?
I was really excited to I just like the half the reason, 90% of the reason I do this, I get to hang out with these sort of cool dudes. And I get to fanboy over them.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Like you don't say that very often, but when you do, it does actually warm my heart. So I thank you for that.
I think it's brilliant. But there's and there are like they're just legends of BFOP, like Dennis and Craig, and just there's so many of them. The one that I personally got very excited about just because of what I do is Chris Benny. I mean, you guys, like, one of the best interviews I've seen anywhere on anything was you guys interviewing Chris Benny. If you haven't seen that, like, go back and watch that. That is a stunning interview. And I actually learned just an enormous amount just listening to that. Right. So this guy's like a kind of high-end photographer, videographer who does serious commercial.
His most recent behind the scenes on so if you want to see his behind the scenes stuff, so our interview with him's on this channel, The Camera Life, but his behind the scenes stuff is on a channel called Cube Productions, which is QUBE, not CUBE. That's his channel. QUBE. That's his channel, and his behind the scenes video of one of his most recent productions is insane. Oh, thank you. Wait, I thought I might get puppy attacked. Sorry. Oh, okay, puppy's asleep. Sorry, everybody. And yeah, that latest behind the scenes video where they shut down the intersection at Flinders Street Station in Melbourne to drift an Audi through it. Like, it was the stuff that he does is insane. Anyway, so he's coming.
Yeah, he's coming. And what I love is there's sort of two types of instructors. There's kind of like Dennis and everyone else. So like you've got the sort of Dennis of the world who are, just tell me where you want me to be, and I'll just be epic for 8 hours, and I'll organize everything. And then there's I just 2 days before, I just wondered, I really need. Do you think you can get me a white lion? Because I've got this sort of white lion thing, and I need a crenellated sort of private building.
This is actually affecting my heart monitor, Nick. Can you move on?
Sort of, I probably should have mentioned this before, but crenellated building with a large lake, and it's important there's swans on the lake. So you get those two. Like Chris. So I saw him there and I went, "There's no way we get Chris." So I rang up Chris. "Do you want to do this?" He goes, "Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'll do it." I thought, "No, well, you probably should ask me some more questions." He said, "No, I'll be there. It's fine." And then Matt followed up with him. And he said, "What do you need?" He goes, "Oh, well, I'll sort some cars out or something." And would you want us to sort cars? "No, I'll get a car." And then we were both there. We rang him up the other day and said, "Right, about this car." And he goes, yeah, I've got a $500,000 Mercedes sort of race car coming up. I was like, well, do we have to pay for
Not
that?
even shitting you. Like, I like to temper Nick's things because he can sometimes go on a tangent, but like that is exactly what happened. He's like, yeah. They're just going to like, Mercedes is going to deliver this up there. Oh, and then this other one from BMW is being delivered as well. We said, we'll do, like, should we consult on like the budget first? Because this sounds like
it sounds really expensive.
Yeah.
This is white line territory.
Yeah. And he's like, no, they're just going to do it. They're just going to do it for me.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, like what a man, what a person. Like, who does that?
What was funny in the interview, and this is what people will enjoy this. Anyone that's going to be at BFOP, find Chris Benny because he loves talking about photography. He loves talking about cameras. He is a camera nerd. Obviously, if you're into cinema by any chance, then a whole nother dimension of camera nerdery. So we're talking about the new Fujifilm Eterna cinema camera and all this stuff and things he wants to play with. And he owns all of his cameras because he doesn't like renting stuff. He likes to just have a shelf full of things that he can learn and grab them off the shelf for different shoots. And I said, so how often do you do like, reviews and tests and stuff for cameras? And he was like, I've never, ever been asked by any camera company to test anything ever. I was like, okay, that's
missed opportunity. Yeah.
Big time.
Like, he was like, yeah, that'd be really fun. I hope one day someone asks me to. I was like, oh my God.
He's such a cool dude. Anyway, but he's going to do his sort of really high-end automotive photography, and anyone who's done that just knows how freaking hard that is. Like, you're just getting totally wound up on reflections. So he's going to do that. We're going to do that, I think, on Mount Hotham. Look, honestly, I would pay a lot of money just to sit at the bar with a guy, never mind to go out with the camera. I mean, it would be brilliant. So I'm fanboying on him.
Yeah, we've got a lot of new instructors coming. So let me just go through the list. Chris Benny, as we've already talked about. Peter Colson's joining the fold. Portrait and fashion photographer. Brett Wood and Lisa Milne are heading to Bright for some landscape stuff. Ian Vanderwald, Janice House. Who else? We've got VPOP Coombs. We've got Samuel Markham.
Sorry, Greg. Yeah. It's pronounced Giannis.
Giannis. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Giannis. Scott Stramick and Bridget Gower are joining us.
Greg, I should say it's pronounced Janice, but Matt and I have both assumed that this was someone called Giannis and have been talking about Giannis for months until we found out that it was pronounced Janice.
Oh my God.
Janice.
No.
So if every BFOPper could call her Giannis, that would be great.
Yeah. Just so you don't feel
go
bad
with
about
it. Go with it. If we,
I'm sure she'll love it.
She will. Just
so
topping off the list. Zishan
Ooh.
Safar and Lucius Yin is the last of the newbies joining BFOP this year. Sorry, CJ, you go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm so excited for Peter being on board this year because I used to work with Peter many years ago, and even my mum used to work with Peter back in the day. So it's really cool to see, this like kind of like, progression of like him coming into like my world and when I used to be in his world, and I'm like so excited for him to come along and be a part of it because he's a legend.
Yep.
Nice. I will say though, for those who are looking at the website thinking, how could CJ's mum possibly be involved with Peter Coulson, because his headshot makes him look like he's 24 years old.
It's an old photo.
All I'm saying, Peter, if you're watching
might
this,
need an updated photo, Peter.
Time to update the photo.
That'll be really cool, though.
He does look different in video person. He's got a massive YouTube channel too, so you can get a feel for his stuff. Head over there, or you can check out our interview with him before the show. Any interview we've done 2 now. Who else?
I've got a few quick fire questions I wouldn't mind asking the team. Just having gone through the BFOP groupies page and seeing some of the comments and questions that people have been asking, I thought I might throw these out there and let's get some answers from the team. First one is, I can no longer come to BFOP. What do I do with my ticket?
You drop an email to
cancel your plans. And
whoa. Like, sorry, before everyone starts giving life advice, can we just appreciate that like Matt's entire life is taken up dealing with this right now? So like, let's just.
That's why I brought it up, of course, Matt. It was
over to you,
for you to go. Yeah.
Firstly, what you do is you read the terms and conditions on your ticket. Start, because tickets are non-refundable. As much as people write me messages constantly going, oh, here's this really legitimate reason, which sometimes super legitimate. The reality is, I think what people maybe need to just breathe about for a second is there's lots of people. We have lots of things going on. This year, we have been a little bit more, I'm going to say forgiving, lax, whatever you want to call it. Normally, we let you transfer tickets between people so you can go and find someone on Facebook Marketplace or Ticketek to sell it to. We have a huge wait list this year, so we have been taking some tickets back, and then we've been reaching out to our wait list. But that is not a given. I just want to make that really, really clear. Like, we are trying where we can to accommodate that, but please don't let that be your absolute first port of call, because you might not realize it, but it takes us so freaking long to transfer one ticket to another person and to contact people out of the blue who haven't, they maybe signed up for the wait list 8 months ago and now they've got things on, and they, then we end up a whole email chain. It is actually probably the
is this
number
a quick
one
question, Greg, or is this?
It is, it's a really quick one.
This is the quick answer, I'm sure.
But like, I just want to be really clear. I've had people who have requested that I refund them and then emailed me every single day since that email saying, excuse me, have you got this yet? Excuse me, have you got this yet? It is literally the last thing on my list. So not because I have anything against what you're doing. It's just our policy is sort of no. And where we can accommodate it, yes, we will. So if you email us, please just appreciate that we will get to that email, but it's not going to be the first on my priority list. We're looking after all the things that make this thing tick first. And I think that I feel like there's maybe in the Facebook group, people have been posting out that saying, oh, just email Matt and they'll just do this. But as we get closer, it actually gets harder as well because people have changed the plans. They've got accommodation issues or whatever it is. So email us by all means, but please just expect that takes like 2 or 3 weeks at the moment. Like it is not a quick thing.
Yep.
I reckon there's almost no chance of Matt making it to the end of this podcast without his freaking heart alarm calling an ambulance.
I'm going to cry. I'm probably going to cry first, and then
can we have a sweepstake on when the guy in the taxi dies? I'm
shrivel up into a ball. I have
Ron Johnson is rough.
If I can tell you right now, like, and for those who are on the wait list as well, go you, because I have currently got 60 emails in my inbox for BFOP that came through since 7 a.m. this morning. Of that, I've got about 20 people who from over the last 6 days have contacted us about tickets. So there's probably another 20 tickets that are going to go out, which is about 10% of our wait list. But yeah, it just, there is so much effort that goes into changing that. It's not as simple as just being like, switch their name in the ticket. We've got about 5 or 6 systems that it needs to go through. So hence why, of course, also there's a transfer fee because it takes us a bloody long time to do it. So please be patient if you do put that request in, and also expect it might not happen. And if you've got someone who you can sell your ticket to, do that first, please. And yes, Craig Murphy, who just texted me, I would like a cuddle. And yes, Anne, I am tired. I know this is not going well for Matt. Like,
no, I might ask the next question of Nick. Nick, for the folks that maybe share a ride up to BFOP with friends, and obviously people don't necessarily go on the same workshops together all the time, will there be carpooling available for people to get to workshops away from the centre of Bight?
The answer is yes. Look, one of the things I am desperate that never gets lost from BFOP is that that community, we all kind of dig in and help each other, and carpooling is one of those. And there's no greater thing you can do to your fellow photographer than throw them in the boot of your Mazda and drive them to a workshop. So there's always a board outside BFOP HQ where you can write, where you need a lift to, and 99 times out of 100, someone will give you a call and say, yeah, jump in with us. If you get really, honestly, if you get really stuck, I have thrown someone in the boot of my car to a workshop I wasn't running and driven them down there.
And you wonder why the police are dubious about your questions around the Desi frame.
That's right. That's right. They were bound and gagged and drugged, but they got there. Often the easiest thing to do, top tip, is find who the instructor is and go and grab the instructor and go, I haven't got a lift. Can I jump in with you? And again, 9 times out of 10, if the instructor isn't having to get to the location early, they'll let you jump in with them. So we can normally make it work, but it fits in the list of magic we try and make happen, but we can't 100% guarantee. That said, I've never found someone who didn't get to a workshop.
No, I think we've never had someone who didn't get there, unless they didn't tell us first.
Yeah. So stick your name up. If you get sort of 2 hours for your workshop and no one's rung you, then come and grab a grown up and we'll try and make it happen. Yeah. But don't sort of panic if you turn up without a car. We'll make it work.
Yeah.
You just have a little bit more anxiety than the average person because you're running around not knowing if you can get it.
Well, there's pills for that. Okay. Last couple of years that we've been amazing food trucks. Obviously, we had a coffee cart just right outside the door. Are we seeing the return? Was it Mr. Bojangles? Are we seeing Mr. Bojangles back?
Brojangles.
Brojangles. That's right. Because you always said bro. Yeah.
What I love, and it's all coming together. So we got that. We got a food truck, and then this donut truck emailed me, and I said, no, we're all full. We don't need a donuts. And Matt went, we need donuts.
Yeah. I was like,
sure, we can squeeze them in. Yeah.
I don't say every time you take a bite into a tasty donut, just know that Nick hates you.
Yeah. I've got a funny story about Justin and donuts from last year's BFOP and a big scoop of butter, but we won't talk about that on this show.
Yeah, that was late night, Greg.
Ooh,
I was not hungover. I was pre-hungover.
Yeah, and you're wearing a nightie too, but
that's right.
Were you eating the donut with the butter, or was it butter?
Microwaved the donut that Paul bought me that morning for the podcast, and then put butter on it and ate it in my nightie before I went to bed after the shenanigans night. And that is how you beef up, my friends. That is how you beef up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Deliciousness. Nom, nom, nom.
And she looked beautiful. You haven't tried it. I mean,
but as far as we're concerned, I think we have a donut truck now. Yeah.
Nice.
Is kind of fun.
Nice ad. Nice ad.
Yeah, how's your cardiologist feeling about that, Matt?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh God. Yep.
For anyone who doesn't know, before BFOP, was it last year before, I spent sort of a whole week in the cardiac ward of the Alfred, much to Matt's delight. So it's Matt's turn this year.
Payback.
So I actually tuned out from there. What happened?
What did I miss? I missed Sam Olsen.
Yeah, Greg, you missed Sam Olsen as a newbie instructor.
Yeah, Sam Olsen.
Come on.
No, hold on. This is my fault. I will take full responsibility for this. I'm sorry. So Sam and I have been playing tag team like calls / texts for a long time. Sam is not currently on the website because I have not had time, like a second, to follow up. But yes, Samantha Olsen is also presenting at BFOP, and we have we're looking at some the workshops we're looking at. Sorry. were something that I was trying to work out a location for before we committed to doing. So that will be up in today's Monday. It'll be probably Wednesday because my plan is first thing tomorrow morning. Sam's my first call tomorrow.
Sorry, Sam.
He hates you, Sam.
Welcome, Sam.
Hey, Sam. And you can check out Sam's been on the podcast a few times too.
That's right.
Yeah, we get them all. And
can I just say,
Nick poached them.
This is you're right.
He's off now. He's off.
Nick's fault. Nick is in charge of most of the logistics, and so just saying.
Yeah,
most of the logistics.
Yeah, CJ does some as well. Yeah.
I'm here too.
Yeah, you are.
I'm gonna need a lasso. Because I am the middleman, I've decided I'm gonna need a lasso for all the instructors for next year.
Yeah.
Wrangling in. Come on, sign up to your podcast. You can do it. Come on.
It feels like that, doesn't it? Yeah.
What we haven't spoken about very seriously is for people who haven't been before, how to think about booking, how to think their strategy for what they're going to go to, how to think about booking, how all that works. And I know it's like for those who've been before, they just know what a chaos cart that whole thing is. But we should talk about that.
I think what we should do. I think that we should go around the room and hear each person's individual strategy as to what they think people should do, and then you can choose it.
All right,
Nick.
Let's
go first.
Let's go with Nick.
Right. Well, I think the first thing is to live in the belief that the workshop you didn't plan on going to is going to be the best workshop you go to. Every year, that's what everyone tells us. Yeah. So that immediately takes away the anxiety about, I desperately wanted to go to Nick's workshop because it was clearly going to be the best, and then I missed it. Doesn't matter because whatever you booked instead is going to be awesome.
Yeah, so like eating a donut or something. Yeah.
And then the second thing I would say is whatever Matt's going to tell you about how stable the website is going to be bullshit.
Not totally.
Entirely, totally. So find a workshop you like, put it in the cart, book it, and then look for something else. Don't spend ages trying to get like the perfect mix because your cart will explode in the meantime. And anyone who wants to see what happens if you try and do this, go back to the podcast of Greg and Justin booking their BFOP workshops because it was a masterclass in what not to do. So what I would do is I'd start with a list of 7 or 8 workshops you'd quite like to go to, perhaps put it in order, and then just work through it. And you'll get 60% of them, 40% of them you won't, and enjoy what you end up with.
Yeah,
Matt.
I think we're going clockwise.
All right,
CJ.
I think just go. You kind of want something that's going to be comfortable for you, but also something that's out of your comfort zone. So the first thing that catches your eye, absolutely go for that. But I think the whole point of learning and the whole point of new experiences is to do something that's out of your comfort zone. So go for that thing that's really, whoa, I would not usually do that, but I'm going to do it. In terms of, I think pick one that you're like, I'm comfortable with this, but I would love to learn more. And then one that is just so out of your comfort zone.
Yeah. Good advice.
Justin.
That's
much better. Genuinely, that's much better than my advice.
Yeah.
Okay, my advice is this is going to be the harder work strategy of all these, but trust me, if you want the best weekend, do this. Research every workshop instructor. I'm not even kidding, even though this is a plug for our podcast, because we've done interviews with them all. Because the problem is, if you just go by the name and the sort of the first couple of sentences of the workshop itself, you might get sort of tricked into thinking, I've got to do a landscape workshop, or I've got to do a this or a that. The people doing the workshops can often be far more important than the title of the workshop itself. So learn about the instructors and find people you want to learn off, and then obviously try and target those. Do what Nick said, put one in your cart, check out. Don't fill the cart up. It'll time out and other people steal all your stuff. And then like I did, I ended up with nothing and had to start from fresh on all different ones. But then the different ones that I had no idea what they were ended up being amazing. So don't worry. Whatever you book will be great. The other thing I learned is obviously you want to get a ton of workshops booked, because that's what it's all about, right? But I was thinking, like, what am I going to do in between my workshop at 10 a.m. and then I haven't got another one until 10 p.m. because they were all booked out before I got a chance to get there because I did it wrong. There's tons of stuff to do for the hour or so gap that you'll end up having in and around the main BFOP HQ. There's talks on all day. So like, don't stress out that you're going to have spare time.
I don't know,
just sitting by yourself.
I think they should book as many workshops as possible.
I'm not saying you shouldn't book as many as possible and fill your day up. What I mean is,
kidding.
I was like, oh, you know what I mean? There was gaps, and I was like, oh, what am I going to do in this gap? And there's tons of stuff to do in the gaps. So 100%. Don't feel like you need to book from like 10 till 11:30 and then from 11:45 until it's, it doesn't matter if you've got an hour gap, you'll fill it. And that's about it. I think that's about it. But yeah, go and read the instructors' bios, look at their Instagrams, listen to our interviews if you have time. They're all about 15 minutes, so they're not too long. And get a feel for who these people are, not just the name of their workshop and the category that it is. Because often some of them, they shoot tons of stuff and they've just picked a category for this year, but they've got a really broad base of skills.
Yep. You done?
Absolutely.
Yep. Done.
All right, my turn. My advice is to have a think about your own photography and pick sort of 2 or 3 things that you really want to work on. And then look for the instructors or the workshops, not the genre, but look for the instructors and all the workshops that you think might fill those gaps. Do a bit of research on the instructor, have a look at the details of the workshop. Talk about it on the BFOP groupies page if you have to. Reach out to some of the workshop instructors there because they're often posting in the group. But I definitely think that, if you want to learn lighting, let's say you like doing product photography and you want to learn lighting. Well, there's a whole bunch of workshop instructors that masters at lighting. You don't have to do a product photography workshop to elevate that skill set because lighting you'll use in everything you do. So look for those sort of skill gaps and then work out how to fill them. But also, don't forget, lots to be learnt from the stage presentations that are constantly ongoing. Lots to learn from just hanging around and chatting to people. You may not get the workshop you wanted, but you might bump into that workshop instructor, at the shenanigans or whilst watching a stage presentation. You might get your answers, your questions answered just by having a conversation with someone. So don't put everything into the workshop basket. You're not going to get everything from it, but you will. You'll get stuff from all over the festival, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's mine. Matt, you're up next. Bring us home.
Bring us home. I've got 3 parts to my how to book your workshops. As the person who knows the back end system of this, the first one is book it backwards. So what we find very typically is that everyone wastes all their credit on Friday, Saturday, and they get panicky because their list is in chronological order. If you work backwards, you will get exactly what you want because no one's booking Sundays as their first thing to put in their basket.
Oh, that is genius.
That's a
genius.
Top tip.
Wow.
Now they will.
Book it backwards because most people go forwards and the Friday ones fill up really quickly. Saturday fills up pretty quickly. And then Sunday's empty, but no one's got credit. So no one can do anything about it. So book the Sunday first and then go back. That's probably my biggest piece of advice. And we try our hardest wherever possible to split workshops in a way where every workshop runs twice at least. And we try and make it a situation where there's a time gap between them. The only ones that are right back to back are ones where there's a substantial setup time, so they kind of keep them together. But so in that case, book the second one, not the first one first. The second thing I'd say is something I've noticed on workshops throughout my entire career teaching photography, and that is that people stick to what they know and think that they're going to learn more. And it's just the most incorrect assumption that you could ever make. Like the example is if you are a wildlife photographer and you come on my wildlife workshop, for instance, my beginner's workshop, or I'm doing mammals in monochrome, there are some things you'll take away from it. But if you're already a wildlife photographer, chances are you've surpassed what I need to cater to when I've got a group of 20 mixed, like mixed skill level photographers. And I think that this is where the landscape workshops go really wrong, is that you get people who are really passionate about learning landscape photography and they book in a landscape workshop. And what they don't realize is that they're signing up to a workshop that's potentially catered to beginners through to advanced. And they're sitting there as the advanced person going, cool, tell me the silver bullet. Where's the silver bullet? And the instructor's actually really busy talking about the beginner's stuff because they can't leave anyone out. And that's not the fault of the instructor. It's just the dynamic of how those big group sizes work. And one thing I learned really early on in my career, and I do photography probably a bit differently to a lot of other people in our sphere. I do a bit of everything. I've shot weddings, I shoot corporate commercial, I shoot headshots, I shoot wildlife, I do promos for brands, I do all the things. But the reality is that I learned the most about landscape photography from portrait workshops, and I learned the most about portrait workshops from landscape photography, because what you're trying to do is piece together all the bits of how photography fits together. So if, as an example, you're doing a portrait of someone, like take an environmental portrait, Craig Wetchin's doing them, Emily Black's doing some, technically speaking, you've got Penny Stevens. They are really more concerned about the background first, and then they're looking at the subject. So that's kind of actually like landscape, and now we're introducing a subject into it. And I think that there's so much to learn about other genres by exploring their counterparts. Even macro photography or some of the intimate landscapes, you're going to go around and you're going to see the world a bit differently. And that means when you say, for instance, do your portraits, well, now you're not looking at the whole big landscape. Where's my background? Where's my background? You're actually looking at these smaller things going, hold on a long lens, I can narrow my background down, and wow, that's actually enough. So don't think narrowly. If you're already a landscape photographer, landscape workshops at BFOP will be almost useless. Portrait photography for portrait photographers who are experienced will almost be useless. Look at the partnered workshop. Look at the thing that's going to teach you about the background or this other aspect, where you're going to learn a whole lot more, and it's going to make all the dots connect, and you'll be a better photographer overall.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Like, I don't know what category you put Bruce Moyle in, but like he does these beautiful sort of slow and multiple shutter shots with flash, so it catches these kind of flowing, beautiful images that kind of aren't anything I can describe.
They're like mirrored.
Yeah, and so he's always doing something creative, but it's not. You can't drop it into a nice little genre, and it's not something you've ever thought of doing before. But go and do that, and that's going to kind of stretch your creativity in a way you haven't thought about before. And I take something I see Bruce doing, and I apply it to BMX photography, because they get these like flowing images of riders going through the scene, and you can do it in all sorts of ways. Now, that is, you just don't get a chance to do that anywhere else. Go and do that.
So Bruce has just put a comment here. I learned aerial photography by doing macro. And he commented before, he said, the question I want to ask is, what would the instructors book? We miss out, and damn, there's some cool people to learn from. And if you talk to any instructors through the week, you'll often hear them say, oh, they wish they could go and see this person's workshop or that person's workshop. And it's almost never someone that does their genre of photography. So
it's usually mine, to be honest, I think.
I wish I could do Matt's workshop. But yeah, they're always looking to go and see someone that's doing something that they don't have a skill set in, because they think it's interesting and they want to learn about it and see how it works. So I think their book.
On that as well, like the reality is if you're already doing that genre, yes, you've already got some experience, and like you could argue about what you learn from it. But I think the thing I look at BFOP these days, and it's been 9 years. Like, there's been a lot of workshops come through. We've done a lot of vetting. We've had a lot of beers over this.
Someone want to read out Dennis's comment?
You know what, Dennis? The great thing with you is that actually you'll be free to do that. You have that freedom.
Yeah, he does.
So I look forward to seeing your left nut delivered to BFOP stage, and we will grant you a ticket. But like, we've seen it all, and I think that the longer this festival goes on, the harder it is for us to find the niche. You know, how do you ask people to keep coming up with the weird and the wonderful and the interesting? But I actually think it's not maybe about us coming up with the weird, the wonderful, the interesting. I think it's actually about relying on our participants, you know, people who are coming, to book on the thing that's the weird, the wonderful, the interesting for them. You know, yeah. I remember one of the most like weird situations in my entire photography career was doing some online workshops for people in Indonesia during COVID. And it was to market resorts and lodges over there. So when things opened up, they would have like some marketing material. And there was this one person, and he was sitting on a beach, and he had his little phone up, and his background looked exactly like the beach background that we all superimpose as our fake background. And there was a Komodo dragon walking through the back. And the first question he asked in the thing was, yeah, but what do I take pictures of? And I was just like, what? And to him, you know, his normal was like, you know, that was normal for him, but he didn't appreciate it was different for everyone else. And I feel as though sometimes in photography, you get so entrenched in what's normal for you that you forget there's this whole other world out there, and what people want to see, or what's, you know, trending or popular. And unfortunately, that's how it sometimes goes. But if you just look at the different genres, you might hate macro photography because you don't have a macro lens or something like that. You might think it's boring or whatnot. But the moment you sit there with someone who really knows what they're doing, you suddenly go, well, shit, every single thing I ever see on the planet is now an entire ecosystem of photography. You walk past a rock and it's like, there's 7 hours of fun for someone else. Like, why can't you find the fun in that? And it's, and when you actually see it from the other person's perspective, you get it. So my advice, like the number one thing, is just like, see it from someone else's perspective, because if you're already doing it, you won't learn a huge amount. This is the one place in the world where you will find that you can walk into a workshop where someone is completely stark naked, covered in projection lights and being sprayed with a misting bottle, and no one feels weird about it. And you can photograph a nude model that you might go, actually, like, I find that's really uncomfortable, and you've got all these preconceived ideas. But you know what? Everyone who came back from the workshops where we had nude models, they turned around and said, oh my God, I was nearly in tears because I never really thought about the other side of this story. And they never really thought about this, and they've not been exposed to it. So it's not about trying to kind of do the thing you've always done. BFOP is actually entirely the opposite. It's about trying to do the stuff that you thought either was, maybe sometimes you thought was below you, or maybe sometimes it's the things that you just thought weren't your interest. Get into that, because that's where you'll find your new niche. Or you might even find just a single technique that goes, oh yeah, right. Like Bruce said, macro photography makes you a better aerial photographer, because you start to realize that crazy weird patterns of lichen, as boring as lichen can be, actually close up and shot straight down flat lay, that can be pretty interesting. Well, hold on, that's exactly like Lake Tyrrell, that's Shark Bay, you know, all these places. It's the same technique. And so you've got to stay open-minded. And where people fall down in BFOP land is when they book the same thing they've always done and then expect to hear something profound. And the reality is photography is not that complex. It just takes effort, and it takes repetition and practice. So don't expect that in a 20-person workshop as a starter or a beginner's thing that you're going to learn something completely new. Go find a genre you know nothing about, because you'll introduce a new technique you never thought existed.
Yep.
And Bruce has just
Get
made
uncomfortable.
Bruce has made a point I think super important. It's one I thought about a lot, which is, you know, if you ask your average photographer, what do you think of this picture? They'll say, oh, well, you know, your horizon-line's off and you're probably slightly misfocused, and all of which may be true. But I think there's a generosity that we really encourage at BFOP, and you'll definitely see from the instructors, which they start from, you know, that's an awesome photo. That's a great photo you should be proud of.
Mm.
If you want to ask for some more beyond that, they'll help you. But they start from, that's a photo you should be proud of. And that's sort of reinforcing positive, we're here to, make you the best photographer you can and make you feel good about what you're doing.
I don't think anyone's ever walked, earlier you asked what's the most, like the best memory from BFOP, or the best BFOP year. And thinking about what Nick just said then, I don't think I've got a best BFOP year because they've all had their weird challenges and they've all had their ups and downs. And like, I don't think one stands out more than another for me. But one of the biggest things that stood out from BFOP for me is not the festival itself, but some of the feedback that we've received. Like I will never forget sitting on the back deck at my old place in Essendon. I got a feeling it was during one of the COVID. No, it couldn't have been COVID because maybe it was the first COVID year. I don't know. But like it was this one festival and we received an email and this is not the first of them either, but it was one that was really like, it was long and quite deep, but it was talking about someone who brought their child, adult child, I guess, up to BFOP who was, really had some severe mental health issues at the time and was, on suicide watch and all sorts of, really, really intense things. And they took this person up to the festival with the intention of just like trying to break the mold, break the different, like just be somewhere else, and see a different world. And they actually came back and they emailed us this profound email that was like,
it was brutal.
Come back and was like, they said to their parent, that they'd found their people, and they'd found their space. And
I remember that. Do you remember the one where it's just said that, like there was this horrendous tragic story, and it's the first time I've seen a smile.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the thing you've got to remember when you come to this festival. This is not some sort of like brand-led creator thing. This is not a space where we, all try and show off who's the best. There's no award for being first. This is just meant to be a space where everyone can just stop, strip off the bullshit, be yourself, be the photographer that you want to be. No one has to agree with you. And no one will disagree with you either, because it's just like you just get to be yourself and do your thing, and you'll be congratulated for just showing up and realizing that actually you've got a point of view, and that's important. And so I think that with workshops, that should give you the license to look broader than what you think you are. It should give you the license to think about what holes there are that you haven't explored. Like, what haven't you seen? You don't know what you don't know, like it's that simple. So avoid the stuff that you think you already know, because you'll be let down. Find the stuff that is just strange that you never get an experience with otherwise. And you'll find something will click,
Come and shoot dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that it gives people license to do is, BFOP feels like an open playing field. There's no class structure. Everyone leads from the middle, and everyone's there just to support one another. And what it does give you license to do is to walk up to some people that you might have felt are heroes of yours for the work they do, and have a conversation with them. Just have a beer or sit down outside and have a coffee and have a chat to Bruce Moore, or talk to Dennis Smith about your love of photography, or everyone is open to that sort of stuff, because that's what BFOP is all about. It's all about nurturing community, in a creative, fun, and safe way.
Absolutely. And it's all about connecting with everybody that you look up to, or people. Yeah, like this is the whole part of it. It's like we get to create with other creatives, and like other creatives have a different perspective of creation, and that's what we can take from it. I think that's really special. And don't be afraid to go up and talk to people, because that's the whole point. The whole point is to connect with each other as humans and share our light.
Can I just pick up some of the questions here very quickly?
Well, I was about to bring some up, but I just want to double check. So, Matt, does that wrap up your tips on how to book BFOP? Are you?
Yeah. How long have you got?
No. Okay. I just wanted to double check before I just bring up this comment. Brendan Waits' tip, Brendan Waits, Down South Photo Show, says the Thursday big bus trip is a mega BFOP hack. You're BFOPing before BFOP BFOPs. And that is true. If you can get on that, but it's got very limited seats. So I don't know. You're going to have to fast.
Well, funny enough, it often doesn't book out immediately on the, because it's so many, BFOP dollars, often doesn't book out straight away, and it gets picked up later, so you can sometimes get it with your credit back or something else.
So that
can I make it actually? Sorry, there is one more thing we need to clarify, which I've got to work out how we clarify it on the website, because it's a bit weird, right? And I know there's a lot of excited people about it, but I'm going to let them down slowly, hopefully. This year we have published an Astro workshop.
Oh yeah.
Don't know if anyone saw that. Obviously not, because everyone's looking very puzzled. No? Okay, good. Yep, good call. Good. Glad you're all reading the hard work that we do. So there was an Astro workshop that we published with Scott, who is there on behalf of Canon. Now, it's not a Canon-specific workshop. Everyone can obviously go. Everyone's very, very welcome. But Astro photography is something that we've shied away from. We used to run it back in the day, and we have agreed reluctantly to run it again. That workshop is actually not going to be bookable with BFOP credits. That's going to be a straight cash booking workshop that goes live about a week before the festival kicks off. It doesn't interfere with anything else. It won't prevent you from doing anything else. It's quite late at night. But the reason for that, for those who are wondering, and we can reference back to this video for those who haven't watched it, is that if it's clouded over or if it's really bad conditions for whatever reason and we can't do Astro, it's a bit of a waste because you can't really do much. Like Astro is Astro, and short of doing some fancy light painting, which Dennis is doing way better than whoever else is pretending to do it in an Astro workshop, it's a bit of a bust. And so we need a mechanism where if the conditions are bad, we can refund that and just cancel it and be like, no, it's not happening, and it's refunded, rather than, oh, we're canceling it, we're refunding you credits and some cash and some this and some that. And then it might be at that point too late for you to use that credit. So it's actually a bit of a waste, and you probably feel a bit hard done by. So that is the one workshop this year, which will be a cash only. And when I say cash, I mean like credit card or whatever, but like it's not a credit booking. And that will go live very late in the game. And again, if it doesn't come to fruition for whatever reason, then we'll be either trying to postpone it to the next night. And if that still doesn't happen, then we'll be refunding it. So there'll be some conditions around that one, but don't bank on putting that in your initial bookings because it's just not going to be available at that point in time.
Yep. That's a clever way to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah, makes total sense. And quickly, Peter Coulson, photographer. Can someone at BFOP please take me a new photo? I'm sure
no one would dare. No one would dare.
We should hold a
You know
competition.
what? We could actually make that a Saturday night game, I reckon.
Yeah, we could. We could make it a competition for sure.
Find his new,
Oh no, hang on. We genuinely,
profile picture.
Matt, I'm all in. I'm all in on that
Yeah.
idea.
That is so
Yeah, like
fun.
Yeah,
in the
be
photograph on the donkey. No. No, we have the ultimate black and white shoot off, and that would be interesting because you know what, Peter, you're behind the camera, and I'm sure you've got your fair share of experience in front of it. But I wonder if we flip it around, how that'll go.
Yeah, Peter, get in front of the camera, doll. I love that he's even got a younger photo on. He's on a bike in this one. We can use that one.
Yeah, that's right. He's going.
See?
It's Benjamin Button.
Oh, he's in. He's
Oh,
in.
it is Benjamin Button.
He has no
He is
idea
in.
what he's getting himself into. He has just no idea.
Oh no.
Not
I'm
doing
sure it'll be
nude.
fine. Not doing nude. Let's just talk a little bit about BFOP HQ. Who were some of the? Who was some?
Sorry, quickly, Greg. There was a few other like real quick logisticsy type ones that I don't want to miss. That were up here earlier. Just a quick one from Roger Griffo. Hi, can we know what time the last workshops will run on Sunday, just to make decisions about departure time?
Yep,
So
I can.
You go.
No, yep.
You go.
Thank
You did
you.
it. You programmed it, so you go for it.
Oh no, you go then.
You're such a dick.
The it's I just get so much joy from that. So the last, it's true though. Like it's like one thing in my life where I'm like, that's actually really funny. So generally speaking, the last workshops that run, they finish around 12:30, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, we normally do our wrap up, and there is some substantial reasons to stay. So we often give away all the excess prizes at the wrap up. We also
give away a $500,000 Mercedes, I understand.
And all of Chris Benny's cameras.
I just say this is exactly what happened with the neck tattoo situation, and we should avoid this at all costs. My lawyer has advised me. But we do give away all the excess prizes. We have the banner signing, which is a really, really, I think it's an important part of BFOP, to be perfectly honest. So usually I'd say you can expect to depart BFOP with a donut and a coffee at about 2 p.m. on Sunday. If you leave early, go for it. But just ask the guys from Sony last year. They missed out on tons of stuff. So,
Yeah.
All right. Just before Greg goes, one more quick comment from the original Ron Johnson. That Crummins guy's a cretin, total cockwomble. Oh no, that's not the one. Where are we? That's right. Packing up the chairs is a prize in itself. That's the one I meant to pull up.
Well, I noticed
that's
Sarah
right
Olsen has got a house, and she said she's got some rooms if you want to share it. So
Sam Olsen,
Sam, yeah, Sam, and her friend Sarah.
Yeah.
I got a couple of friends from the Malat family that'll be in touch.
Wow.
Oh, Dennis packed up the Sony table sheet. Okay. All right. Sorry, Greg. What were you going to ask about HQ?
I was just going to talk about BFOP HQ. So obviously BFOP. We've talked about a lot. We've talked a lot about workshops. We've talked about some of the shenanigans and the nighttime events. But during the daytime, just give us a brief overview of what people can expect to see at BFOP HQ. What are some of the brands that are going to be on board? That sort of stuff.
Nick, take it away.
Anyone.
So he's been doing all the brand deals, ain't he? So I always sort of, on one hand we've got these amazing professional camera brands, and we've got them pretty much all there. I think only Leica's not coming this year, just because they can't. But pretty much all the rest are here. But at the same time, we're in a 1950s community hall. So it's professional and the world's most unprofessional thing ever. So on crappy tables and all the rest of it. But no, you've got pretty much every major camera brand and Olympus, Fuji. What do we own systems these days? Fuji, Nikon, Sony, Canon. They're all. Who have I missed? Matt, have I missed anyone yet?
A couple, yeah.
Go on, who have I missed?
I got Pixel 1.
Yeah, but they're not camera brands. Yeah, they're can you get to the others?
Oh, sorry, you got you finish and then
Camera House, DJI, all of the others, and the others that Matt's going to mention now. Matt, I'll just hand over to you now for the others. I gave you the list of earlier.
We're basically without being over the top, we've literally got the whole industry there. Except Leica, because they have literally have a conflict of dates. This year we've got some new sponsors that we're introducing. So Spices, which most people would probably not know the name Spices Papers, but they do Hammermüller. I always find it weird to pronounce because it's got lots of umlauts and stuff like that. But they are going to be there. We have got CR Kennedy. They're coming in full swing. I've asked them to bring a robot dog because they do robotics and stuff as well.
They do, and security stuff.
Yeah, they've got some crazy stuff that's happening, and they're doing the drone workshops with DJI. They're the importers of DJI. We have got our standard camera brands. Obviously, we've got the Sonys, the Canons, the Nikons, the OM Systems, Fuji. We've got Blonde Robot bringing a lot to the party this year as well. And we're also speaking to a couple of brands still about joining there. That's sort of the supplier, the third party stuff. That they're the third party brands are always my favorite, to be honest, because they're the ones who bring the weird stuff you didn't know existed, whereas the brands tend to bring the stuff already existed, and they give you great prices, but you sort of already knew that lens was out. Whereas these random kind of like accessories brands come up with like, oh, we're bringing these flash modifiers you never knew existed, and that's just something new in your universe. So we're working with them at the moment as well. But there are lots and lots of suppliers who make this whole thing tick as well. Obviously, Camera House glue the whole thing together. They're our major retail partner. And so Nigel, Blair, and Danny will be there in full swing with their team as well. On the Camera House part, there's been a lot of questions already asked around like when are the discount catalogs coming out, and I had a meeting last week over a beer with the Camera House guys, and what was really funny is how I think as an industry, or as a group of photographers, I should say, we think the industry is like built like a regular retail industry, like clothing's got 100% markup and bags 100% markup, sports 100% markup, and the camera industry actually is more like 5% markup. And so we often kind of think that, oh wow, we're going to see these stupid things. BFOP, I think by far has the best deals because we organize them on a per event basis for just those that are at the event, so they can do some crazy stuff. But crazy in BFOP land is like, the 15-20% is like ridiculous in camera land, and we're certainly working on that. So the issue that we have is some of our attendees expect that we're going to hear about these discounts like months in advance, but the reality is, guys, you're going to hear about these when you arrive. We do our best to get discount brochures out early, but because they can't pre-advertise stuff, because it's really, really, really aggressive in the market and then everyone else complains about it, the reality is that the sales actually get launched at BFOP because they can't afford to give them lag time to let everyone else clue onto it. So expect to see the all the PDF brochures and things when you arrive and you get your lanyard at BFOP. And of course, the Camera House guys will have it up in full swing as well. But you won't really see them leading into the festival. Don't expect like 2 or 3 months wait on it. You're not going to see that. You'll see it when you arrive because they just simply can't sustain it for long enough. And so, if you're thinking about buying gear, if you can hold out, do so. We'll obviously have our Pixel One mates up there as well. They're going to be doing some crazy deals as always. They're huge supporters of the festival. Andrew and Matt from Pixel One. But yeah,
it's good.
We've really got the all
mag filters.
Super importantly, which is pretty much all of the brands will lend you a camera and a lens to go and have a play on any of the workshops.
Yeah.
And without any hassle at all. Like Nikon, I love the face on sort of Julie from Nikon, normally about sort of 7 p.m. on every evening when she's realized she's lost about 25k of gear and she doesn't know who's got it. But you can borrow like a high-end body and a high-end lens, and you can bugger off for a couple of hours onto a workshop. So it's a good guy. If you're thinking about something, drop the brands a note, like a couple of weeks before the festival, and say this is what I'm interested in, and they'll often put it aside for you so you can have a go on it.
Yeah, that's good.
That would be my advice is if you've got anything in mind, have the things in mind, your money ready, but know that you'll likely be able to test. I don't know if there was a Canon lens that they didn't have there, when I was there, that they couldn't lend me. They had everything. They may not, but chances are they will. You'll be able to test it. And then again, I don't know if there was better deals available than what was there. It's very likely that they'd be the best deals you'd see year round anywhere. Yeah. So you don't sort of need to know beforehand. Just know that if there's something you've got in mind, you'll probably get the best deal there, and you can test it there. So just come kind of with an idea of what you're thinking.
Also, can I just throw that out there? That's a really good point, Justin, is that if you get there and, there's as you say, I think you can safely assume the best deals in Australia at the time will be there. But if you randomly found something that wasn't, don't complain to Nigel. Walk right up to that brand and be like, "Oi, what's going on?" And the thing you don't maybe realize, without giving away all the trade secrets, is that, the guys at Camera House have to buy the gear from the guys at the brand. The brand is responsible for helping to support that. And if someone else is doing it better, there is obviously some sort of way, shape, or form that they can. And so don't don't let that reflect on where you purchase your stuff. I mean, where you buy your gear matters. And I've said this a lot recently. And, you know, Nick and I have had this conversation many times where we've always sort of joked that, like, there are some really aggressive partners in the retail network, like really aggressive partners. And they would probably bend over backwards to be a part of what we do. But we also know that they're not the people who help you necessarily. They're not the people who give you the real advice or the honest advice. They're not necessarily the people who will have the stock ready to go when they say they will. They're not the people who will give you the phone call and give you the service that you deserve. And so we've partnered with who we've partnered with because we think that they're good people, not just, because they're a brand. I mean, and I think that we should all, as festival goers, respect that and take on board the fact that we've done that vetting for you. So if you do see the better price out there, don't take it as though, oh, well, someone else has got it better. Bring it up, mention it, give someone the opportunity to challenge that, because the brands are actually responsible for looking after you up there, and they will. Like, they absolutely will. But if you don't speak up, then all you do is feed an industry of, people undercutting each other but not giving the service. But we've got the opportunity to change that and make sure that we're putting our attention in the right spot. So support those who support us. That's the reason this festival exists. Obviously all our punters who turn up, ticket holders, awesome, great. But I tell you what, you're not the only ones. If our suppliers and our sponsors didn't turn up, no one would be here. So we've got to make sure we all work together on that. And you'll get the best deal. They'll get the best deal. We'll all win. But you just got to communicate with each other.
On a fun note, if you're ever going to switch camera brands, BFOP is where I would do it, 100%. They would love that. If someone walks over to the Nikon thing and is like, oh, look, I'm thinking of ditching Canon, going full Nikon, you will probably get the best deal you could ever get in that moment.
Oh my God, Julie would just do backflips. It'd be unreal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can I actually throw something out there on that? I'm going to put a thing into the universe. And Justin, you can back me up on this, right? At least I think you can, or maybe hopefully you can. So I know now I'm nervous because I'm throwing you, under the bus. So I work very closely with some of the safari drivers in Kruger, and they are usually come from pretty hard done by backgrounds. And we, the second trip, so after Justin was there, Martin, our driver, I gave him one of my spare cameras to play with, and he wants to start a photography prints business to support his current business. He's an awesome dude. Yeah. And what I was actually hoping to do was, and it ties into what's being said in the chat at the moment about a buy, swap, sell situation. We do have plans for a buy, swap, sell. We've
had them for 9 years.
Yeah. As much as Nick doesn't know about it. But the buy, swap, sell situation is that we can't do a lot of physical stuff the way people think we can. So we're actually, I want to create a virtual buy, swap, sell where it's paper-based. So think about Facebook ads, but paper-based. We'll give you a template. You fill out the template with your product and the photo and all that sort of jazz. You print it, you come and pin it on the board, and people can contact you. I personally am desperate for a camera with a telephoto lens. In fact, I'd love a couple of cameras with telephoto lenses to buy for some of my safari guides in Africa to take back in November. So for those who are wondering about buy, swap, sell things, yes, it is in the works. No, it is not as simple as what you think it is. No, we cannot create just a big table at some point where everyone comes and does it, because no one is around to do that. And we also have insurance issues and issues around whether BFOP is involved or not, because things can't transact that way. What we can do, though, is we can provide a big board where you can post your advertisements and take your own responsibility for it. So that is on the cards. And I am very, very keen to hear from anyone who might be involved or want to be involved in coordinating that.
And I should say, I mean, it's a well-made point, Matt. And, on a really serious note, if anyone's interested in a 300mm VR2 ED Nikon lens, I've got one at a great price. Just get in touch. So no, generally I do. So just get in touch.
Yeah.
Nick, can I say that also Nick is struggling at the moment, and anything you can give would go a very long way.
Yeah.
Is he the person you're buying it's not Martin, you're actually buying the setup for Nick? The
Nick needs to continue his whirly bike photography. He needs that extra gear. So
whirly bike.
Yeah.
This is the sort of thing that
we'd like to.
Oh man, Martin needs a setup. He'll be the stuff that he gets to see. He'll be an amazing photographer.
4,000 photos in the second week that we were there because we
with your camera.
Yeah, I gave him the backup, and he just like went to town. And he was like the happiest kid alive. Like,
oh, that's so because he was doing it with he was getting great shots with his phone. He was getting shots with his phone, and then he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I got 40 million likes on that one," and we're like, "What?"
Yeah,
he showed us his Instagram and it's viral photos that he took on his phone of like
crazy. He hashtagged like a little lion cub cute. And it got like 1.4 million likes or something like that.
Oh,
like,
it's insane.
Is going on?
It's insane. He was a legend. Oh,
but anyway, the point is that there's a lot of places, and in fact, that's not the only place. This year we do have some charity stuff going on. Now might be a time to go into it because I feel like everyone's going to get sick in a second.
Let's cover that off, and then we'll do a final wrap, and we'll call it a day. But tell us, it's fine. Tell us about what you got planned for charity.
Yeah, so we don't have anything planned for charity at the moment, which is a big relief for us because it's one less thing. But other people in our sphere do. So we have got a couple of charity projects that we are working on. One of them is run by Adam Edwards. So for those who don't know, Adam Edwards, obviously gun photographer. Interestingly speaking, he's a landscape photographer, but he has just been inducted into the Canberra, the National Portrait Prize. Like, crazy, how cool is that? And as someone who's not a portrait photographer, but he's been working with a guy whose daughter, tragically, her life was cut short, and the portrait that's taken is of the dad holding her teddy with a sunset behind him. It's a really powerful shot, and it does speak a million words. And for anyone who has kids, you can't even picture what that must be like. I just can't even fathom that. So firstly, a massive congratulations because he's taken the courage to step out of his sphere and photograph something that is not his sphere and do it incredibly well and be recognized for it. But he came to us and asked whether or not we would be supportive of a instructor charity auction of prints. So our instructors will have 20 instructors prints that can be auctioned in support of that charity for for youth. I think it's youth suicide. That's one of the charity projects that's running. We are also, I'm hoping that we can tie in one of the projects that you guys are running into charity as well. So we've not discussed that in great depth at this point because we've got lots going on, but that's another project. And of course, we've got the ongoing commitment that with Chris Hopkins, who runs the charity with the Uganda group, and they support people in Uganda who have got kids with disabilities, which is like, something that we can't comprehend. Like in a nation where there's no support for anyone, having kids with disabilities is crazy. And for those who have followed the story, we did the charity auction for them 2 years ago, I think it was, and we raised about $5,000, which maybe in our world doesn't sound significant. That sounds like a half decent lens investment. But Fred, who is in charge of that charity, actually managed to buy a huge block of land with that $5,000, and they are now building a premises for their charity on that. So the money goes a huge, long way, and so we're going to introduce that into the fold this year as well. And so there's a fair bit going on in that space, and obviously we will do our best as a festival, and as punters, I'm sure you guys will all come to the party as well and help to support that, because when you see it, it's it's hard to comprehend how different the worlds are that we live in.
Yeah. Well said, indeed. Very conscious of everyone's time. We've just passed the 2-hour mark, so we might lean into some final comments from the team. Let's start with you, CJ. What are you looking forward to the most about this year's BFOP? What's kind of got you happy? What's got you excited?
Ooh, there's a few things. Being in the big house with all the models and performers is always so much fun.
With
And
blankets.
with blankets is going to be even better.
I know, proper bedding.
Oh yeah. And also like the photos that will come out from their workshops, because you just never know what might come out of it with all the props and fun things that we bring. Last year we had so many cool things come out, especially with like the slow shutter speed with LED stuff was just amazing. So I'm really keen to see if anything like that will happen again. But also just seeing all the regulars again. Like I miss my people.
Yep. That's a good call.
Yeah.
I get that. Nick, what about you? What are you looking forward to most?
Oh, look, I love sort of seeing everyone, like the participants and all the instructors. That's just like the family getting back together. But I always find myself sort of like absolutely giggling on stage on the Saturday night, just because some idiocy's gone on that sort of was vaguely planned and it's just gone off the rails. So that to me is just like hilarious.
Yeah, nice. Matt, what about you?
What is that face?
He can't get past all of the tasks that he's got to do in his brain, I think, to get to the like, oh, but then this will be cool.
No, like that is true. I think this year in particular, I'm looking forward to something really different to normal. And it's not for a bad reason. I'm looking forward to the finale of BFOP, not because I want it to be over and not because of any of that, but I feel like I can't describe how much of my consciousness this takes up. Like I can't describe how much weight is felt on our end trying to do this and trying to meet the expectations of everyone there. And I think that like every year we have a conversation around like, oh, well, is this the last one? You know, is this it? And we have this conversation around like how hard it is and how the struggles, and we have all these things, and we take the piss on podcasts like this, but it is a lot. And I think that I look forward to the end, not because it's the end, but because it's when we see the result. I feel like it's when we get to see the hard work, the commitment, we see the drive, we see the excitement. Like, don't get me wrong, ticket holders, people who have come, that's like awesome. But the biggest part to me is having conversations with our instructors afterwards, you know, on our Sunday night after party, and hearing how we've impacted them and hearing about how we all live in these silos. You know, we live in these really isolated kind of worlds where we work on our own, and this is a chance to catch up, and it's a chance to like to see people. And so I look forward to the end where we can breathe that sigh of relief and be like, hopefully we can feel as though we've just delivered for everyone, you know. Hopefully, like all these stupid conversations, we have so many conversations. Hopefully that all just comes to a head and we just go, everyone feels amazing and energized to do it again. And Nick and I work tirelessly, and CJ's being folded into this. We work tirelessly to make it easier next year so that we can continue doing this. And every system we build, every little thing that comes together, we're like, that's a win. And that is what is the satisfaction for me, is getting to the end of it being like, hey, everyone feels like they've just won, you know. every punter goes home happy with the photos, and everyone goes home with the community, and we go home going, hey, like we met new people, and all the instructors met like everyone again, and we just had like a good time, and everyone won. That's my point, you know. And that there's a long way between now and then.
Only 46 days. Oh, no, I promised.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Finally, comments from the Super Coach. Jay, what are you looking forward to most?
The moment when the doors open and a stampede of photographers hits us, and we're like, as they come into to the registration table, and we just get taken up in the pass through of I don't know, hundreds of photographers. That was so cool last year. I'm looking forward to that. Epic. That was really fun.
Yeah.
You got anything? Stampede.
Yeah, I think reflecting on a little bit that everyone has said, you know, there's people that I want to see again that I haven't seen for a year. You know, there's conversations I want to continue. There's, you know, whether they're a ticket holder or a workshop instructor or whoever it may be, you know, there's always someone to sit and have a conversation with about what we do and why we do it. And I think that's what I look forward to the most. You know, sitting with folks like Philip Johnson and learning from his history as a photographer, and, you know, catching up with new people like Matthew Garberg and getting fired up by their youth and enthusiasm and passion. You know, I think that does everyone some good. So yeah, certainly looking
Matthew
forward.
is the guy who can't be electrocuted, isn't he?
Yes. He is the one that.
Yes, he is.
That was literally the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he just smiled and just loved it.
You guys were getting smashed all over the stage, and he just stood there and looked at you.
Yeah, he was jolting. He was jolting with each current, but he just took it. Yeah, amazing. Guess you had to be there. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. Very quickly before we do go, we've made it kind of a tradition now. It'll be back in some sort of form. Whenever the bookings do go live, we will be going live at the same time to watch the chaos unfold. And I don't know, take questions or who knows what. We don't know who will be on the show. We might be able to try and rope Matt and Nick on, but Matt's always very busy. Maybe CJ will join us. Who knows?
Yeah,
but Nick's also pretty busy as well at that time, just for the record.
Honestly, not that busy, to be honest.
So, stay tuned for that show.
BFOP booking party, absolutely. We did it last year. I think we did it the year before as well.
Yeah, but that was the one where it's just me and you trying to book by ourselves, and everyone in the chat was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
So anyway,
but look, on behalf of everybody in the BFOP community, thank you to Matt, Nick, and CJ for your time tonight. I'm sure everyone got a lot out of you know, what we talked about, the things that we've covered, and just, you know, for the new folks out there, just getting a better understanding of what BFOP is all about. We look forward to catching up with you guys, obviously, on the ground in Bight in 46 days. And we...
In the near future, you mean?
Sorry, near future. Sorry, at some stage. But thank you all for your time tonight and for jumping on the Camera Live podcast. Just a reminder to everybody who is watching and listening, we do this twice a week. Not this particular show with the BFOP folks, but we do 2 podcasts live every week. Monday evening, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time is our random photography show, where we cover industry news, product launches, whatever's going on in the photography world, as well as your images. That's right. You can send in your images and we'll bring them up live on the show and talk about them and give you some feedback. And then every Thursday morning, we interview an amazing Australian or global photographer to learn a little bit about their inspiration, their craft, where it all began, and what they're up to on the daily. You know, we've had many of the BFOP workshop instructors and now past guests of ours. So you can always go into the Camera Live podcast and look for deep, long-form interviews of many of those instructors. But I think we've covered everything, Jay. What do you want to say goodbye to some? Sorry, I'm running out of words. Say goodbye to some people.
On the way out, I will. Any final comments from the dream team up the top there? You guys got anything else you want to say?
Buy your merch and don't bitch when you can't buy it at the festival. All right.
That's right. So the merch
he's such a ray of light,
website. It closes on the 31st, but that could be a different time zone because the time zone's different on the website. So do it by the 30th is what I would say.
My thing is that, like, we've been bugged for 10 years. We've been like, do merch. And then we do merch and everyone's like, oh, I'll think about it. Like, if you want your merch, get your merch. If you want us to do it next year, it's a bit like a council budget. Use it or lose it. Yeah. Buy your merch.
You cannot buy merch on the day.
You see what CJ and I have to live with.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Let's.
Thank you so much for having us. This has been fantastic.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Thanks, Cindy Townsend. Thanks, John Pickett, Rodney Nicholson, Philip Johnson, as always, John Pickett, Janet, Craig, Les Oakey, Jeff, Lisa Leach, Andrew Thompson, Sammy Bulmer, Matthew Garberg, can't get electrocuted, impossible, Bruce Boyle, Felicity Johnson, Samuel Markham, Tim Pates. Who else was here? Greg Carrick. I don't know if I can bring the puppy. It'll be crazy. Danny, the original Ron Johnson was here. Karen Weckworth, Lucinda Goodwin, Kerry Jennings. I think I saw. Oh, Brett Wood was here. That was cool. Kerry Jennings. I don't know who I've read out. Brendan Waits. You're all here. It was all awesome. John Latimer. And I don't know. I guess we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah.
Screw Matt, original Ron Johnson. This guy is wild. Okay.
Brutal.
Okay.
Love and light.